Hey, Caps fans, welcome into the broadcast booth here at Bob Suiter's Capitol Ice Arena. An afternoon contest between the Capitals and Rough Riders scheduled here at Bob Suiter's Cap Ice. As I just mentioned, should be a great game here this afternoon. And to figure out what is coming up, here's what's on tap from this week. Hey, Caps fans, welcome into another edition of What's on Tap. This week, we first want to start off with congratulating Rangers Rollers. Announced the other day that he has made the Latvian preliminary junior team to compete in the World Junior Championships. He'll compete in camp to get down to that roster, but he has made the roster the past 2 seasons, and the Capitals are fully expecting him to do just that once again. Coming off of a split last weekend, the Capitals now sit in a tie for 4th place here in the Eastern Conference with Muskegon at 26 points. The Capitals are back at home this week as they face off against the Dubuque Fighting Saints on Saturday and Cedar Rapids on Sunday. Saturday, it's Wisconsin night, presented by New Glarus Brewing Company. With that, the Capitals will be rebranding to the Wisconsin Ice Holes for a day. You'll see the jerseys on your screen. There will also be specials on all things Wisconsin that night, so be on the lookout in the concourse, and there might even be a couple special items for you to buy throughout the game as well. Then on Sunday, when the Capitals face off against Cedar Rapids, it's a post-game skate, the first of the season, so make sure you bring your skates as you'll be able to skate with the team following the game. It's something cool that the Capitals do on every Sunday game, so February 4th, the other one. There'll be a couple others that pop up throughout the year, but make sure you're on the lookout and be ready to skate with the team on Sunday. You'll be able to get autographs, take pictures, the whole shebang as they faced off against Cedar Rapids on Sunday. Puck drop at 3:05 on that one, compared to the traditional 7:05 in every other game here this season. Before we go, there's only one goal that could qualify for Goal of the Week. There's another goal on the Saturday game where Austin Bernovic once again did something, but we got to go to Austin Bernovic's Friday night goal. 160,000 some odd impressions on Twitter. You look at Bucci Gross, Bleacher Report. They all had it. Here's that Goal of the Week presented by Play It Again Sports. 2 for 2 on the kill tonight. As Madison starts up ice, gets it ahead for Bernovic already with 1 tonight. Bernovic with a chance through the 5-hole. He did it on the backhand toe drag. What a goal! Fresh out of the penalty box, fresh onto the scoreboard. Goal number 2 of the night. This is going to be one of the prettiest goals. You see backhand toe drag through the 5-hole at Christian Mans. Absolutely dirty from Bernovic. What a goal that was. Remember, the Capitals are back right here at Bob Suiter's Capitol Ice Arena on Saturday night at 7:05 to face off against Dubuque. Wisconsin night, it's the Wisconsin Ice Holes against the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Specialty jerseys auctioned off online. Then Sunday, it's a post-game skate, as those are always fun to get to as well as the Capitals face off against Cedar Rapids. Be a part of the action this weekend. And one last thing before we go Caps, go.
Toyotathon is on. Time to make the holidays picture perfect with a new Toyota, like Camry, Tacoma, Grand Highlander, and more. Celebrate the season with a new Toyota. We're gonna need a bigger tree.
Right now, you can get 3.99% APR financing plus $1,000 cash back on a new Tacoma when you finance through Toyota Financial Services.
'Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
Slam it home. Bailey scores! An afternoon of hockey here in Middleton. It's Capitals Hockey live on Caps Radio on YouTube. Thanks for joining me here this afternoon. My name's Drew Steele. I'll be captaining the ship going through your ocean all afternoon long. What a night the Capitals had last night. We'll get to that and more in pregame as we'll run through our lineups, a quick matchup preview, and it's all leading up to puck drop at 3:05 this afternoon here at Cap Ice. But first, as I mentioned, let's start off with that brief preview from last night. A brief recap from last night, I should say, as the Capitals hosted the Dubuque Fighting Saints for Game 1 of that 2-game series there. Dubuque got out first with a power play goal, got out on front first with Noah Powell striking for his 7th of the season. Austin Bernovic answered with goal number 14 on the season for him, coming at the 12:20 marker of period number 1. But just 30 seconds later, Dubuque would take their final lead of the night. Colin Frank with the 2-1 lead after 1 period of play is that score for Dubuque last night. And then eventually the Capitals would score 2 in the second, 3 in the third. Brendan Lamb, Max Nagel again, Bernovic again, and Jack Henry struck for the Capitals in that contest. His 5 unanswered bring the Capitals back and capture win number 11 of the season. And goal last night for the Capitals was Carson Musser, 22 of 24 between the pipes last night for Madison. Tonight, the Capitals are set to face off against Cedar Rapids for the first time this season. It's not the first time that they've made the trip to Cap Ice. They did play a preseason game between these two squads earlier this year. James Hong with the overtime game winner here in the building as the Caps, of course, set to host the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. They're on the third game of the weekend. Pardon with me with that. The Capitals are on the second game of the week as the Caps are set to face off against the Rough Riders. With that, of course, you have to look at the records, and we'll first start with the Rough Riders, 9-12-2-0 on the season, and you look at the records overall, they're a lot better on the road than they are at home. 7-2-0-1 on the road this season compared to a 2-10-2-0 record at home. They did win last night against Youngstown, split that series 1-1 in that one as the Capitals were, of course, playing Dubuque at home. 11-6-4-2 are the Capitals on the season after the 6-2 win against Youngstown last night. Of course, a great afternoon of hockey scheduled here as we'll go through a quick look at our standings now here in the Eastern Conference. The Capitals come in possession of a tie for 4th place in the East, tied with Muskegon with 28 points and just 6 points back in first place Green Bay, as it's Green Bay 1, Dubuque 2, Youngstown 3, Madison 4, Muskegon also 4, Cedar Rapids 6, and USA and Chicago tied up with 18. These are the only 2 teams active in the East tonight, so some movement could happen, especially with that tie for 4th with the Capitals. Cedar Rapids could inch closer to 4th place, and the Caps and Lumberjacks here as the 2 teams set to play off in Game 24 for Madison and Game 25 for Cedar Rapids. Goaltending matchup presented by MadCapsHockey.com. MadCapsHockey.com, your one-stop shop for all things Capitals this season. In goal tonight for Madison is Patrick Berzinch. Berzinch comes into tonight's game with a 5-4-2-0 record to his credit, 3-1-1 goals against average, and an .898 save percentage to his name here this season. He struggled as of late, though, dropping his last 5 games, and the Capitals really hoping that this afternoon game could get him back on track. Carson Musser doing an excellent job towards the top of the league in just about every statistical category. Goals against, I believe, 3rd, only behind the 2 Fargo goalies, and the Fargo Force giving up the least amount of goals this season overall. The Capitals actually, after last night's win, Fargo lost last night, so the Capitals carry in the longest point streak in the league at a 5-game point streak. Fargo lost in regulation to Lincoln. They're actually underway at 5 o'clock in Lincoln here this evening. On the other side for Cedar Rapids, it's Rudy Guimond. Guimond comes in with a 6-7-2-1 record to his name, 3-4-6 goals against average, and an .881 save percentage to his name here this season as the Capitals set to face off against Guimond. They did see Guimond in that preseason game back in September, and he played the entire of that one. He didn't split or anything there. And you'll see Guimond a lot throughout tonight's game. They can't pull him for any reason besides injury due to the fact that their backup goaltender, and I shouldn't say backup, they usually split time, Sam Scopa and Guimond. Scopa out due to illness here for the 3rd straight game, and Eric Chaffee as the backup. Cedar Rapids native there, coming in at 6'1", 154 to his credit, 2003-born goaltender. He can only come in if it's injury for Guimond, as, of course, with the emergency backup rules. I think Muskegon had a problem with that last season at one point, that they had to play their one goaltender the whole way, and I think he played majority of the way down the stretch for the Lumberjacks. Puck drop right around the corner here at Cap Ice. When we come back, we'll have your lineup, scratches, and staff for you, as it's all leading up to puck drop at 3:05 here this afternoon at Bob Suter's Capital Ice Arena. You're listening to Caps Hockey on Caps Radio on YouTube. Slam it home. Steele scores! Welcome back into the broadcast booth here at Bob Suiter's Capital Ice Arena. Puck drop just about 6 minutes away here in Middleton, so it's time to take a look at your lineups presented by Floor & Decor. Come and explore our unmatched selection of high-quality products, all at everyday low prices, and see how easy creating the space to match your taste can be. Discover your new Floor & Decor, now open in Monona and online at flooranddecor.com. The Rough Riders come in with a record of 9-12-2-1 on the year. Not skating tonight for the Rough Riders, Joe Schiller, Elliot Grunwald, Sam Chkopa, and Ben Mothersbaugh. For the Rough Riders up front, it's Ajibi, as well as Stewart and Larrigan up front. O'Connell, Johnson, Welch on line 2. Smith, Bassin, Resendez, line 3, with Durant, Muscat, Tornis being the last line of forwards on that fourth line, with Caleb Mahar being the last extra skater for the Rough Riders. On the back end, it's Sharp and Schellberg as the first pair. Philbrick and Grable on pair 2. Slezik and Called on pair 3, with Donovan Hamilton the extra defenseman tonight. And in between the pipes for Cedar Rapids is Rudy Guimond. The head coach and general manager of the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders is Mark Carlson, assisted by Mike Lisi, Hampa Shodal, and goaltending coach Evan Draves. For your Madison Capitals here this evening, not skating, Finn Brink, Will Felicio, both at the World Junior A Challenge. Rainer Rollers out due to the World Junior Championship, and Nate Murray out just as a healthy scratch here this evening. Up front for the Capitals, it's Bernovic, Hong, and Nagel. On line 2, it's Brandt, Kuzma, and O'Donnell. On line 3, Delaney, Lamb, and Porter. And rounding things up front, Long, Rice, and Capel. On the back end, it's Michaud and Elias on pair 1, Henry and Barlagi on pair 2, Jameson and Toby on pair 3, and the extra defenseman tonight is James Mackey. Starting the goal for the Captains, Patrick Berzinch, making his 12th start of the season. The head coach and general manager of your Madison Capitals is Andy Brandt. Associate head coach and assistant GM Tom Gilbert. Assistant coach Dominic Zombo. Goaltending coach Shane Connolly. And your equipment manager and athletic trainer are Cam Batty and Alyssa Brummett. Starting lineups being read here in the arena. We'll read them to you quickly here as well. Cedar Rapids has Smith, Bastin, and Resendez. On the back end, Philbrick and Grable, Guimond, as I mentioned, in goal tonight for the Rough Riders. For the Capitals, it's Brandt, Kuzma, and O'Donnell, Jameson, and Toby on the back end, and Patrick Berzinch in goal for the Capitals. Puck drop in about 3 minutes here at Cap Ice. Thanks for joining me. It should be a fun one as the two squads head to face off for the first time this season. You're listening to Capitals Hockey on the Capitals Radio Network. Slam it home. Steele scores!
Toyotathon is on. Time to make the holidays picture perfect with a new Toyota, like Camry, Tacoma, Grand Highlander, and more. Celebrate the season with a new Toyota. We're gonna need a bigger tree.
Right now, you can get 3.99% APR financing plus $1,000 cash back on a new Tacoma when you finance through Toyota Financial Services.
'Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hockey live here on Flow Hockey and on the Capitals Radio Network. Thanks for joining me here this afternoon as the Capitals set to face off against the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders for the first time here this season. As we'll go through a quick starting lineup for you. It's Brandt, Kuzma, and O'Donnell up front. Jamieson and Toby on the back end. Patrice Berzinch in goal tonight for the Capitals. On the other side, it's Smith, Bastion, and Resendez, Philbrick, and Grable, and Guimond. Capitals will travel right to left across your Flow Hockey screen and Caps YouTube network. Wearing the white tops, blue pants, and white socks, all trimmed with navy and Columbia. We're underway as the Capitals win the draw back. They're facing off against Cedar Rapids. As I mentioned, Cedar Rapids wearing the Kelly green tops, Kelly green socks, black pants, and black helmet, all trimmed with white and black throughout. Up the near side, Cedar Rapids passes it. They are coming off of a two-game series with Youngstown where they split on Friday and Saturday night in Cedar Rapids. As the Capitals take over behind their own goal. On possession there for a moment is Colton Jamieson. Loses possession in Cedar Rapids, right back on it. Grable on the top of the near side circle. Shot goes wide the whole way, and Karam's out to the point where Philbrick holds on the far side. Brings it back around to the near side, pops off the wall for Jack Brandt as the Capitals break out and start the rush back the other way. Madison comes in with a record of 11-6, 4-2 on the year as they took down the Dubuque Fighting Saints last night. I believe a penalty upcoming on Cedar Rapids, sending Madison to their first power play of the evening. As we're awaiting the call from the referee, Eric Arrigo, on that far side. Being escorted across is number 8. That's Garen Slezik. Capitals their first power play of the night. Power play last night for Madison, 0 for 2. Just 50 seconds in, Capitals their first power play. Out there for the Capitals, Rice, Long, Michaud, Bernovic, and Delaney. It's Long taking the place of Rainer Rollers out at the World Junior Championships, representing his country, Latvia. Faceoff will be on the near side to the right of Guimond in goal. Guimond, the Detroit Red Wings draft pick. Puck tied up in the high slot. Sam Rice with the shot. Rebound sits out front. The Capitals try to slam it home, and they eventually do. It's Aiden Long. 5 seconds into the man advantage, giving Madison a 1-0 lead. He's probably making the coaching staff wonder, hey, why haven't we had this guy on the power play all year? 5 seconds into his power play debut, Long slams that one through the 5-hole on Guimond. Capitals lead. Goal number 4 on the season for Long. Actually quite funny. Just the result of his power play, or of his goals this season. He scored one short-handed, one with the extra attacker on, and one at even straight. Now a power play goal as well. He's filling up your bingo card. As this one comes through center ice, the Capitals up 1-0 early in this one with the power play goal coming off the stick of Aiden Long. Rice will get an assist as he was the one who initially shot it. I don't know if there will be a secondary assist. If there would be, I believe it would go to Austin Bernovic, as we will figure that side out as a faceoff will be on the near side to the left of Patrice Berzinch. Of course, we do have that Jersey Mike's Minute of Madness. That's the first time that a team has scored in the Jersey Mike's Minute of Madness here this season. Faceoff to the left of Berzinch as Brendan Lamb set to face the draw. Him and his third line, and new winger on that third line is Nate Porter. He played with the line last night and assisted on Lamb's tally. That was tally number 2 for the Capitals at the time. A shot block there from Michaud. Stutters a little bit, but he looks to be all right as Cedar Rapids settle things down just inside their own defensive end. They come through center ice now. Jack Lair again with a pair last night on the near side. Half wall spins back up top, gives to Kalb. Near side for Larrigan once again. These two not on the team at the beginning of the season for the Rough Riders, but making an impact thus far during their tenure here. On the far side, Sharp with a shot, kicked into the corner by Berzinch. Show up the far side, unable to hold it in for the Capitals, and eventually Cedar Rapids plays up that far side wall. Sharp with an angle toward the net there, sees it, throws one towards it. The rebound sits in the feet of a Rough Rider player. The Capitals will eventually start the rush up the far side on the stick of Nate Porter. He achieves the red line, chips that one down and deep. He'll go for a change 2 minutes into period number 1. Our score 1-0 in favor of the Capitals thanks to an Aiden Long power play goal. Capel on the near side trying to get possession from Delaney, who goes for a change now as the Capitals send in deep. Cedar Rapids goaltender Guimond will hold our next whistle, we will take a look at our goaltending matchup presented by our friends at MadcapsHockey.com. In the near side corner, it's long up to the point now for Jamison. Far side Barloghi off the wall. Thought about one-timing it there as Capel continues it along the long in the corner. Rice with a shot from a sharp angle. Gets kicked into that same corner. Cedar Rapids will clear up the near side wall as it's the Rough Riders coming back the other way. Barloghi hustles to it. No icing on the play as O'Connell beat him to it in the corner. The Capitals do gain possession and start back the other way as Rice chips it around the defense, and eventually Long will finish it up to send it all the way down inside the offensive zone for Madison. Cedar Rapids thought they had a route to the puck, but the puck actually deflects out towards neutral. Madison will send back the other way, sending it right to the stick that time of Resendez, but the Capitals able to recover. On possession is Jack Brandt. Him and Andrew Kuzma had been joined by James Hong over the past couple of games with the Rollers out at the World Junior Championships. James Hong has to move to the middle. O'Donnell with a shot held by the logo on the chest of Rudy Guimond, who holds for a whistle. 16:41 to go, period number 1. Our score 1-0 in favor of Madison. They are still out there at the moment, this line, that second line. O'Donnell joining these two. I mentioned James Hong moves to the middle. He'll center Nagel and Bernovic last night. So combined between those four, quite the amount of points last night, especially 7 points combined between those two last night, including 4 goals. Shot off the end wall, comes to the near side corner where Kuzma on possession, relays it along up the near side half wall. No one home for Madison, so it's a breakout for Cedar Rapids. Bassin up the near side now to Smith. Smith feeds it back to Bassin in the middle. Puck tied up in the feet that time of Mackey, and it finally skedaddles into the corner where Andrew Kuzma can pick up and start things moving forward for Madison. Brandt into the offensive zone, plays it off the near side wall, down to the corner for Kuzma. Ties up a player there for Cedar Rapids, but the Rough Riders have that second player come in and clear out towards neutral ice. A nice hit there by O'Donnell allows Madison possession, and they'll enter the offensive zone by way of a dump-in once again. 4 minutes even into period number 1. 1-0 our score, a power play goal early from Aiden Long. The difference in this one is a face-off eventually on the near side. Face-off between these two teams tonight. Cedar Rapids and Madison, their first matchup between the two sides this season. The puck down in the offensive zone. Slezik will play it over to the far side. Slezik, the guilty party on that penalty that first came and allowed Madison their goal. Bernovic on the far side, half wall, looking for options. Sends one towards the goal. It deflects up into the glass. Up the near side, it caroms off the window to a Rough Rider player. Turnus through neutral ice, will chip it down in deep. A couple of Rough Riders go for a change. A couple of Rough Riders go on the forecheck, but Madison will evade that pressure and start back and counter the other way. Hong up the near side wall, avoids the hit at first, eventually will get buried into the wall. He'll go for a quick change as the Capitals establish some zone time here up the near side wall. Nagel beneath the goal line looking for options, shoved down to the surface, but hops right back up to his feet. Lamb in the far side. There for Madison, trying to play it up top for Barloghi. He'll have to back up though, as never had a chance at it thanks to the stick of a Rough Rider forward in Amini Hajibi, as Hajibi, of course, acquired by this Rough Rider squad earlier this season. Served last season with Green Bay as an affiliate. Delaney down in the far side corner, battling with Zach Sharp. Sharp acquired last season by this Rough Rider squad from Sioux Falls. Delaney trying to dig that puck out. Instead, it's on the stick of Sharp, coming back the other way. Larrigan through neutral ice to the far side now. It's dropped back. Sharp with a shot that goes off the end wall. Capitals try to clear it into the corner. A shot on from a Rough Rider makes its way right back there. Larrigan in the far side gets up to the far side half wall. Pinching down there was called, and eventually the Rough Riders still with 3 guys out front. The Capitals will attempt to clear here. They are able to clear the zone as Delaney puts some pressure on Madison back the other way. Porter has Delaney with him, drops back. Delaney into the shot from the high slot, finds a shin pad along the way. Rice towards the middle. Capitals go for a 1 change, as it'll be O'Connell coming back the other way for Cedar Rapids. O'Connell, the Merrimack commit, one of a couple of returners for this Rough Rider squad from last season. Jamison up the near side, achieves the red line. He'll try to send it down in deep instead. Will power his way to the front of the net. Try to feed it out front for Capella. It just goes wide, though, on Capella's attempt, as we have 13 and a half to go here in period number 1. Cedar Rapids back the other way on the stick of Shellberg. Shellberg out front. Puck sits there. A nice save there by Berzinch to keep the Capitals in the lead, as Berzinch doing a nice job to stack them on the far side, as the Capitals able to clear out to neutral ice. They'll go for a couple of changes now. Sam Capel, the only one that remains and puts some pressure on the Rough Rider defense. 7 minutes and change into period number 1. A nice job by James Mackey to touch that one and kind of avoid that opportunity for the Rough Riders. Thought it might be icing back the other way on Madison, but Mackey had achieved the red line. Icing upcoming on the Rough Riders on the other side, though. 12:55 to go, period number 1. Our score 1-0 in favor of Madison. It was an Eden-long power play goal on the rebound, just 5 seconds into the man advantage. The difference thus far in this one, Rice and I believe Bernovic will be given assists on that one eventually. 1-0 Madison in the lead as the faceoff will come on the near side to the right of Guimond in goal. Kuzma to take the draw against the Rough Rider forward. Brandt in the near side corner looks for an option, tried to shovel it short side. It goes over the protected netting, out of play, as the Capitals will have another offensive zone draw to come. Looks like everybody's all right over there, which is always the biggest part of everything. The faceoff to come on the near side half wall to the right of Guimond. I mentioned in the pregame show, Guimond making his 3rd straight start due to Sam Scopa being out to illness. Emergency backup goaltender tonight is Eric Chaffee, Cedar Rapids native. Can only come in if there's an injury to Guimond, so we hope not to see him tonight. Guimond playing in 3rd straight, as I mentioned, is a faceoff. Will be on the near side. Hold him up, boys, for a brief moment as Kuzma set to do battle once again with the centerman for Cedar Rapids. Faceoff one into the corner by Cedar Rapids as a tussle for it on the half wall comes to O'Donnell. O'Donnell backhands it out front. Puck sits there. Jack Brandt slide to slam it home. Instead, it's the Rough Riders back the other way on the stick of Turnus. Turnus turns that one over. Madison with numbers back the other way. Brandt with Kuzma on the near side, a little too far behind him as the Capitals will try to retreat here and will have to go all the way back behind their own goal line to do so. 7 minutes and 30 seconds into period number 1 as Max Nagel, fresh off the bench, gets that one moving forward for Madison. Ahead for Kuzma, a bit too far in front of him. Kuzma will go for a change now as James Hong, fresh off the bench, will join the team out there. Icing on the Rough Riders to follow. Number 8, make your way back to the bench. That's Karen Slezik. Capitals with an offensive zone draw to follow here. Capitals will choose on the near side with the top unit out there. Top unit tonight is Bernovic, Hong, and Nagel. Bernovic with 4 points last night. Gets him in 2nd in the league in points coming into today. I believe he should get an assist on that first power play goal for Madison, which would bring him into a tie for the league lead in points this season with 27. All the other ones around him, all the players around him, sitting vacant tonight. Of course, not a ton of teams playing, only 4 teams, or playing at the World Junior A Challenge in the case of Zam Plant, who's up there towards the top. Bernovic in a high slot with a shot. Dragged it up to himself, and in that time, Cedar Rapids got in front of it as they'll start the rush back the other way. Turnus through neutral ice, chips it around and into the corner. Charlie Michaud will go to pick things up. Gets it to James Hong, and the Capitals able to rebound from their own defensive end awfully quick. Bernovic on the far side with a strong stick down to the corner now for Hong. Pokes it to the near side where Nagel can pick up for Madison. Up top for Jamison. Far side now Barloggi. Barloggi looking for an option shot. Sits in front of the goaltender Guimond for a moment as he'll eventually hold for a whistle. 11:27 to go. Period number 1, 1-0 our score in favor of the Capitals. Aiden Long with the power play goal on that one. Back just less than a minute into period number 1. It's our first Jersey Mike's Minute of Madness goal this season. Power play goal coming at a nice time for Madison. 5 seconds into that man advantage. As we're trying to see if there will be a secondary assist on the goal. If anything, it might be Delaney on the assist. Right now, we'll just have it written down for those keeping score at home as Long from Rice. We might add that secondary assist later, as I mentioned. It's going to be tough to tell as the puck got tied up in the feet of a couple of players there. I believe Delaney actually got a piece of it. So right now we'll pencil in Delaney as the secondary assist on that goal to Aiden Long. Faceoff will be on the far side to the left of Guimond in goal. 11:27 to go, period number 1, 1-0 our score in favor of the Caps. Face-off on the far side. Brendan Lamb's unit out there to start things for Madison. Here on this Sunday afternoon, just west of Wisconsin's capital city. Face-off is won forward by the Caps. Delaney goes in and kind of finishes the draw one for Brendan Lamb as he'll bring it into the corner. A shot from Lamb right at the face-off dot, goes off the post. Does Porter's secondary attempt as Delaney feeds it out front. Lamb with another shot, goes wide the whole way. Jamison will hold on the near side, feeds it to Lamb, back door, it escapes the zone. Barloghi realizes it, so he'll take it into neutral ice at least for a moment, as the Capitals will have to touch up 9 minutes in the period number one. Up the near side wall, Cedar Rapids with a pass that's intercepted by Jamison. Up the near side wall, Jamison with the turnover, and Cedar Rapids clears the rest of the way. Jamison on the near side feeds it to his defensive partner on the far end, Barloghi. Porter through neutral ice to Lamb on the near side. Lamb chips it down in deep as Guimond steps behind his goal and leaves there for his defenseman in the form of Donovan Hamilton. Hamilton comes through neutral ice, will send it down in. It'll actually deflect off of Mackey in on goal on Berzinch, who holds for a whistle. 9.5 into period number one. 1-0 our score. Face-off upcoming in the defensive zone to the left of Mackey, to the goaltender Berzinch in goal. Mackey chatting it up with one of our linesmen for tonight, Craig Ford and Christian Johansson manning the lines. Eric Rigo and Chaz Ganachi on the refereeing duty, managing tonight's game. Hold them up, boys, as we get a warning on the face-off. The near side wingers a bit too antsy to get things started back up. Mackey trying to figure out and get possession back behind the Caps goal. Instead, he gets tied up and the puck goes to the far side half wall. Madison will clear the length of the ice. It'll catch up on an edge, though, so no icing on the Capitals. And Cedar Rapids will have to start from behind their own goal. Up the far side wall, O'Donnell behind the defense there. O'Connell trying to get past Toby. Eventually will send one towards the goal. A nice rebound shot came to the stick of Isaac Johnson as Berzinch holds for a whistle. 10:05 to go, period number one. 1-0 our score. Is O'Connell sends one towards the goal here. You'll see it on the forehand. It sits out front. That secondary shot coming from Johnson. Johnson waiting for Berzinch to drop it. Welch right there as well. Face off to come on the near side to the left of Berzinch in goal. Kuzma's unit out there for Madison. Other side, they're joined by Drew Stewart in the top line for this Rough Riders squad. Face-off is won back by the Rough Riders. Isaac Johnson in the circle, called, buries a body there, and Jack Brandt, but the Capitals have numbers back the other way. O'Donnell looking for options, plays it off the wall to Kuzma. Up top now Elias. The captain sends one towards the goal, sticked into the corner by Guimond. Guimond watches his defenseman Zach Sharp pick up on the far side, but he loses an edge. Capitals regain possession. Out front, O'Donnell. O'Donnell with a shot that backhands. Jack Brandt thought about wrap-arounding it. Instead, it sits out front. Ronan O'Donnell is looking for his first as a Capital. Instead, it comes back the other way on the stick of Turnus. Turnus has been in that offensive zone a lot tonight. Very impressed with the New Hampshire commits play thus far. Up the near side, it's Kuzma. Through neutral ice, he'll join the play as he'll send it down in deep. His line mates go for a change. He'll go apply some forecheck on the Rough Riders defense as the Rough Riders will start their rush through neutral ice. Turned over, Capitals. Eventually he'll do the same right back to the Rough Riders as they clear back the other way. Austin Bernovic had the puck on his stick. He'll do the same here as the Capitals have a 3-on-2 back the other way. Bernovic to the middle now for Hong. Far side for Nagel, just a bit too far in front of him. Barloghi with the shot, goes wide off the window and caroms out towards neutral ice where Jack Henry holds. Capitals will touch up at the blue line and enter the zone once again. Nagel on the far side, near side for Hong. Tried to send it backdoor for Bernovic. Henry one-time shot, scores! Back-to-back games with goals for Jack Henry. Extends the Capitals lead to 2. .8:40 to go in period number one. You see it here, Nagel near side. Hong tried to get it to the goal. Instead it backtracks out to Henry. Goal number 3 on the season for the defenseman. Capitals lead 2-0. James Hong extends the point streak to 8 games. On that one, Guimond didn't see it until it was already by him as Jack Henry picks up point number 12 on the season. Madison on the near side, trying to get things out the near side. Instead, Cedar Rapids down inside the offensive zone once again. On the far side, it's Hajibi. Hajibi trying to feed it out front, looking that time for Larrigan. He'll get it back in the corner, though. The former Green Bay Gambler to the near side to Grable. Shot sits underneath the pad of Bears. Ichu holds for a whistle. 8:14 to go, period number 1. 2-0 our score in favor of the Capitals. The faceoff upcoming in the defensive zone. The first goal in the period scored by Aiden Long. On the power play, that goal came just 55 seconds into period number 1. Face-off on the near side, one back by Cedar Rapids as play resumes here at Cap Ice. The Capitals send it down into the far side corner. Early goals for Madison. Early goals haven't always resulted in the Capitals winning this season, so Capitals will look to finish what they start here, scoring first this season. Madison's done it in 9 games, has won 5 of those games, collected points in only those 5 as well. Face-off to come in the offensive zone as Madison heads to their second power play of the night. Some tired legs for this Cedar Rapids squad as expected. Sends Madison to power play number 2. You'll see it as a tripping call on Grable. So the face-off on the far side. 7:57 to go. Cedar Rapids to their second penalty kill of the night. Capitals tie up the draw on the far side. Sam Rice takes the draw. Face-off is one back to Elias. Shot from Bernovic, what a goal. 9 seconds into this power play. Austin Bernovic strikes for Madison. 2 for 2 on the man advantage are the Caps. Elias, rifle, goal over the blocker side. Caps lead 3-0. 2 for 2 on the man advantage. 13 seconds of a man advantage tonight as well. I think that one's whistled right by. Bernovic's 16th of the season. Was still recapping the penalty when he scored. As the Capitals now lead 3-0. Face-off is won by Cedar Rapids. It's sent all the way down. Elias with the assist on the goal, as it'll be announced here in the arena by Rich Reynolds. The assist not announced, but eventually will be credited to the defenseman. Face-off and that neutral ice to follow was won by the Capitals, but the Capitals still recovering. Delaney behind the goal, up top to Elias. Back to Delaney on the far side half wall. He lets it go through for Porter in the corner. Porter up that far side wall, back to Elias, near side now for Mackey. Mackey sends one towards the goal, blockered into the corner by Guimond. It pops out front. The Capitals have it in the back of the net as they go after Nate Porter. Porter hit the defenseman. He didn't hit the goaltender. I think replay will show that. No hands are raised, but it looks like there will at least be one taken for Madison. Some pushing and shoving still occurs at neutral ice. You'll see it there. Porter hits the defenseman Basson. Does not touch the goaltender, but the Capitals will head to the penalty kill for the first time tonight. As the faceoff will be in the defensive zone, waiting for the decision. They're waiting to see what they're going to rule the penalty. Capitals penalty kill out there ready to go, but the officials not the case at the moment. Christian Johansson joining the 2 referees on the far side in discussion. On the near side, it's the linesman Craig Ford managing in between the 2 benches. Porter is in the penalty box, and he's the only one in the penalty box at the moment. As we're getting quick ruling from the referee. 2 minutes. Didn't touch the goaltender, but they're getting a ruling now. I didn't quite see the ruling. I'm guessing roughing would be my guess on the call. Could be interference as well. I'm going to write it down as roughing. With a face-off coming in the defensive zone to the left of Berzinch in goal for Madison. Coming into the weekend, Cedar Rapids 16% on the man advantage. On the near side, it's Larrigan. Down low, O'Connell near side once again. Larrigan back up top for Shellberg. Tried to feed it to the near side for Larrigan, a bit too far in front of him. Larrigan on the near side, half wall up top to Shellberg once again towards the middle. The bumper spot is Drew Stewart. The Capitals try to clear. They're unable to as Larrigan barely holds in. On the near side, half wall, he plays pitch and catch with the player in the corner and eventually gets it up top to Shellberg. Shellberg with a shot there as Larrigan. It caroms all the way down. 35 seconds into the man advantage. Cedar Rapids has to start from their own defensive end. They send it up that far side wall. Capitals will have a chance to clear it all the way down as Brendan Lamb tied the player up on that far side. And the Capitals will have some time and space, so they'll take advantage of it. With 1:10 to go on the Porter Minor penalty, the Capitals will clear once again. 6:15 to go in the period as just about the halfway point of this power play. Smith into the offensive zone for the Rough Riders. Smith on the near side, half wall, spins back up towards the point. This Rough Riders squad had 2 power play goals last night. Resendez on the near side, half wall up top to Sharp towards the goal. Kick to the far side. Hajibi takes over for the Rough Riders. Barloggi ties him up against the wall. Lamb there as well. Capitals unable to clear. Up top it's Sharp. Near side it's Resendez on the top of the circle. Shot that time will come into the back of the goal. That goal's going to count because Barloggi was tying him up. Can't say goaltender interference if it's your own player causing it. As you'll see it here, Barloggi ties the player from Cedar Rapids up, pushes him over the goaltender there, and Patrick Berzinch. Cedar Rapids power play 1-for-1 in this one. You kind of knew it right away. Didn't quite see who got the goal for the Rough Riders, but it was a goal nonetheless. First of the night, and it brings them back within 2. An eventful first period we have. Face-off to come at center ice. A warning given to both sides. Face-off eventually won back by the Rough Riders. Resendez picks up the goal. Resendez, goal number 6 of the season for the forward for the Rough Riders. Capitals start back the other way and try to just gain some momentum back after the Rough Riders goal. Tied up in front, and the Capitals trying to avoid another one. The Rough Riders unable to hold the zone at neutral ice. Bernovic takes over for Madison, ahead for Max Nagel. Nagel with a shot, and it goes wide the whole way. Nagel tries to send it back out front, and it'll be a penalty upcoming on Max Nagel. Capitals touch up. A high stick the call. Nagel knows it, skates right over to the box. Cedar Rapids couldn't ask for a better chance, as they head right back to the man advantage. Took them only a minute and a half on their first power play to score, and 30 seconds later they're right back on the man advantage, 1-for-1 on the night. Face off on the near side to the left of Berzinch in goal. Sam Rice to take the draw for Madison. One back by Cedar Rapids. Shellberg to the near side to Larrigan. Far side, Shellberg shot goes wide off the end wall. Picking that one up on that far side is Eric Called. Called for the middle for Stewart. It gets to Larrigan instead in the slot. Kick to the corner, far side shot goes wide from Cedar Rapids. Capitals try to clear. Shellberg holds for a moment, and they will hold overall, do the Rough Riders, despite the high pressure of the Capitals, and eventually Long will just poke that one out. 30 seconds into the man advantage for the Rough Riders. They start at their own blue line. Through neutral ice comes Drew Stewart. Drops there for Called. Called with some pressure on him right away by the Capitals. A nice job to poke that one out by Brendan Lamb. Called will come through neutral ice and spin back. Comes to the near side for Shellberg. Shellberg up the wall into the offensive zone. Now comes O'Connell. O'Connell beat to the puck that time by Jamison, who clears it up the near side wall out towards neutral ice. It comes halfway through this man advantage. Cedar Rapids, nothing to them yet, as just north of 4 minutes remain here in period number 1. Through neutral ice, it's Larrigan. Drops there to the near side, but offside are the Rough Riders. 4:03 remains. 3-1 our score. 55 remains on the power play for Madison. Or for Cedar Rapids, pardon. Capitals still have to kill off those 55 seconds. In this Sunday afternoon game, Capitals with the 3-1 lead. Drotz, Resendez, Smith, Sharp, and Hajibi. For Cedar Rapids, face-off one back by the Rough Riders as we cross the 4-minute mark to go in the period. Smith into the offensive zone, sends it off the end wall. It goes to the far side. Capitals will find the bounce they like and clear it the rest of the way. 40 seconds to go on the man advantage when Guimond touches behind his own goal line. Sharp picks up. He'll step out to the right of the goaltender and start things right back up ice. Far side, Hajibi into the offensive zone. Hajibi gets around the defenseman there in Elias. Back up top, Sharp. Sharp back into the corner, Hajibi. Hajibi on the far side, half wall, back up top for Sharp. Near side, Resendez. Resendez gives it back to Sharp up top. Sharp with a shot there. I don't know if Berzinch ever saw it. The Capitals trying to clear it. 2 of them whiff on it. And with 10 to go on this kill, the Capitals still on their heels. Sharp switches spots with Resendez. We'll feed it to him now. Resendez' shot goes into the 5-hole. Rebound sits there. Capitals cover up. 3 to go on the kill for the Capitals, as we'll get a nice little altercation out front. No calls have went yet.
Today's hometown all-star is Scott McDonald. Congratulations.
Face-off will come on the near side to the left of Berzinch in goal.
Got a good insurance guy smile, doesn't he?
Actually come outside the zone because of the defenseman entering the battle there. So with 3:11 to go in the period, 3 seconds to go on the kill for Madison. As long as they don't score in the next 3 seconds, Cedar Rapids will be 1 for 2 on the man advantage. Stepping out of the box on the far side is Max Nagel, and the Capitals are back at full strength. Ahead into the offensive zone come the Capitals. Jack Brandt offside. And Cedar Rapids 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. Capitals 2 for 2. Capitals power play taking a grand total of 13 seconds tonight. I think that's even pushing it a little bit. Able to score right away on both man advantages. Face off on that far side to come for Madison. Kuzma's unit out there for the Caps. Face off is won back by Cedar Rapids as Shellberg picks up for Cedar Rapids. They'll start up the near side wall. They'll send it down in deep. Berzinch will hold for the defense and get it over to Henry on the near side. Far side now for Barloggy. O'Donnell leaves there as he sends it out front for a moment before the Capitals take back over on possession. Jack Brandt didn't get the footing he wanted, so he drops back to the spot of Barloggy. Barloggy hops up into the play. Capitals looking for a deflection as Kuzma trying to win the body positioning battle into the corner. Unable to. Caps lead 3-1. 2:36 to go. Period number 1. The faceoff upcoming in the defensive zone for Madison. Jack Brandt talking with the Cedar Rapids bench, giving a couple smiles along the way. Kills some extra time off. Eric Arrigo kind of directs him in the right way as the Capitals win the draw in the defensive zone. Henry to the far side now for Barloggy. Capitals should be able to clear here as up the far side. It's intercepted for a moment. Penalty upcoming on O'Donnell, I believe, and the Capitals led to their 3rd penalty kill in as many minutes. Barloggy trying to get possession. Is it O'Donnell heading to the box for a trip? Sure enough, it is. 2:21 to go. Period number 1 here, as you'll see it here. Tough for O'Donnell. I think his stick just got tied up. Barloggy comes through and doesn't really help things, as he kind of gives a whack down low. Third power play of the night for Cedar Rapids. The faceoff being tied up for a moment. Capitals will try to win that one back, and eventually it looks like James Mackey would win it back as the Capitals play body positioning in the near side corner. Elias bullied into the wall there, and we're getting some pushing and some shoving for sure between these two squads. I think we could be seeing some altercations upcoming. Puck's tied up for long enough. And a whistle comes. It's Resendez going right up to Hong after the whistle. Cedar Rapids just trying to get back into this one. Still a lot of hockey left tonight, don't get me wrong, but the Rough Riders showing some emotion here early. The Capitals giving it right back 18 seconds into the penalty kill. Capitals another defensive zone draw. Resendez and Mackey being told to hold him up. Referee Eric Arrigo comes straight to Resendez and says, none of that. I'll take you to the box, no worries. Face-off one back by Cedar Rapids on the near side. It's Resendez on possession on the half wall. Up top for Sharp. Sharp looking for a lane. Sees one he likes, kicked into the far side where Hajibi can recover for Cedar Rapids. Hajibi up top now for Sharp. Back to Hajibi on the far side looking for options as he'll eventually just throw on the brakes on the half wall and get things back up top to Sharp. Near side, Resendez already with one tonight. Shot that time. Rebound sits out front. Capitals will try to clear. They'll be able to. No, the glove that time of a player. A trip not called. Andy Brandt doesn't like it on the Capitals bench. As Cedar Rapids right back into the offensive zone. Onside is the call. Sharp in the high slot. Shot that time goes wide. Bullied into the goal as Elias will go after. Berzinch's net helmet comes off, and at neutral ice, Hajibi and Long push and shove as well. A second Rough Rider there, and the helmet of Long comes off. You'll see it there. Bassin just right on top of the goaltender. Is Long shoving with Hajibi. They need to take both of them too. Sure enough, I believe both will be escorted there. Score sheet going to be full tonight. Long will make his way to the penalty box. Hajibi the same. 58 seconds will remain of 4-on-4 time before a Capitals power play will commence. About 11 seconds left in the period. I would wonder if they're not going to take Hajibi and Long for 10-minute misconducts. Whatever they get is going to be matching whatever the side is. I believe they're just going to give 2-minute minors to each of them. Faceoff will be in the offensive zone for Madison. Caps are lining up on the long side of the ice. Goaltender interference, clearly the call. So faceoff will be in the offensive zone for the Caps. They'll take it to the near side to the right of Guimond. 1:19 to go, period number one. An eventful first period, to say the least. We'll recap it all for you at intermission on the Caps Radio on YouTube. Eric Arrigo, the referee, heads over to the scoring box on the far side to get things all settled. Face-off to come on the near side to the right of Guimond in goal. Kuzma, Delaney, Michaud, and Henry for Madison for this minute of 4-on-4 time. For Cedar Rapids, I'll get the numbers when we can see them. Larrigan as well as Stewart on the back end, joined by Shellberg. And on that far side is number 4, Philbrick. Capitals through neutral ice with a whole bunch of speed is Michaud. Delaney sidesteps a player there from the Rough Riders. A shot. Karams out towards the point. Michaud will have to take it at neutral ice as a minute to go here in period number one. 34 to go here on the 4-on-4 time. It's Kuzma on the near side, takes over for Madison. 49 to go in the period. Capitals lose possession. Shellberg takes over for the Rough Riders as he'll dance around a bit. And I think they're going to be okay with just trying to kill things off. Shellberg up the near side. It looked like he was going to feed it, eventually will, but it's intercepted by Chris Delaney. Capitals back the other way. Delaney into the offensive zone, taken back over by Prescott. Or rather, that's Mushcott. Up the near side now, waiting for it's Bassin. Bassin sidesteps a player. Capitals back at full strength. Trying to step out of the box was O'Donnell. And eventually, it'll be Cedar Rapids back on possession. They tried to clear it down the length of the ice. Capitals don't touch it because it would have been too many. As 10 seconds to go in the period, they're going to have to go quick. Jamison up that far side. He'll drop back as the Capitals through neutral. Elias will spin back. That'll do it for period number one. Capitals lead 3-1 through the first 20 minutes of action. Penalty sheet as well as the score sheet filled up with that. We'll have all that for you at intermission. Capitals up 3-1. You're listening to Capitals Hockey on the Capitals Broadcast Network, Capitals Radio Network on YouTube, and Flow Hockey. Back here at Bob Suter's Capital Ice Arena, time for your first intermission report. I'm getting ahead of myself. Fourth intermission of the weekend, I guess, in a way, as you look at first, second, and then third longer intermission between two games here tonight at Cap Ice. As the Capitals here in the first intermission with a 3-1 lead, going through your first period goal scoring summary. Aiden Long struck first for the Capitals, assisted by Sam Rice on the power play. 55 seconds into period number 1, 11:20 into the period. Jack Henry struck with James Hong and Max Nagel on the assist there. Austin Bernovic continued the lead to 3 from Elias and Long on that one. So Long with a 2-point night already with Landon Resendez, the goal for Cedar Rapids on the man advantage to bring them back within 1. A whole bunch of penalties in period number 1, 16 minutes total, so almost as many minutes as penalties here in this one. So it should be an exciting one down the stretch here at Cap Ice. Shots on goal after 1 period of play, 21-8 in favor of the visiting Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. So Cedar Rapids getting pucks on goal. That's not the issue right now. The issue is getting pucks past Patrick Berzinch. Berzinch doing an excellent job thus far in this one. 3-1 our score. And this is, we'll send it to break. When we come back, we'll have your second period of play. You're listening to Capitals Hockey on Caps Radio on YouTube. Capitals Hockey live here on Flow Hockey and on the Capitals Broadcast Network. Thanks for joining me. My name's Drew Steele. If this is your first time tuning into a Caps game, I captain the ship going through all the Caps fans here ocean all season long. Thanks for joining me here on Caps Radio and on YouTube, as well as Flow Hockey as well. 41 seconds of a Caps power play to start things here in period number 2. Cedar Rapids 1 for 3 on the power play. Capitals looking to go 3 for 3 on the man advantage. Face off one back as the Capitals will start up ice now. They drop back to Delaney. Delaney looking for options near side, but Bernovic tries to throw on the brakes and has some pressure put on him by Johnson, and Johnson eventually forces Charlie Michaud all the way back behind his own goal. Michaud drops to his buddy there in Sam Rice, and eventually it's turned over out front. Chance right away from Cedar Rapids. Some high pressure on the penalty kill, and that's the one good thing about scoring quick on the power play. You don't got to worry about getting up ice. Right now, that's exactly what the Caps are doing, getting up ice. Rice ahead, looking that time for Bernovic, loses it along the way, and it comes out towards neutral ice. Capitals will be 2 for 3 on the man advantage as Michaud carries into the offensive zone. Bernovic goes for a change, didn't even touch the puck on the power play. Tied for the league in points now with 28 after his first period goal. Around the end wall it goes to Guimond. Guimond to the near side as it's sent all the way down by Cedar Rapids. I don't know if they realized that it was both teams at full strength. As 19:03 remains, period number 2. Both players will step out of the box on the far side. As Hajibi is joined by Resendez, Larrigan, and Hamilton. They're trying to get Hajibi out onto the ice. Face off on the far side to the right of Guimond and Gold. Kuzma alongside Brandt and Capel. Mixing things up by the Capitals is Capel. I think more than likely has to do with the power play unit. Sure enough, O'Donnell was on that first power play unit. But Capel with a chance to play with some players higher up in the lineup and he's been playing with. Typically been a mainstay with Long and Rice on that third line. Long and Rice, of course, both on that power play unit that was out there as well. So they both make the change. Capitals will backtrack into their own defensive end where Jamison will pick up. He'll play it off the end wall to his defensive partner. And just north of a minute into period number 2, the Capitals will start back up ice. Kuzma has to throw on the brakes, gets hit a little bit there as the Capitals send a player to the surface. That's Sam Capel on the far side when Cedar Rapids takes over. Down to flex up into the window as Jamison on the far side dragged down into the surface. Nobody makes a call there on either side as the Capitals trying to get things out of the zone. It's not held in. Almost held in by Sharp at the line, but instead it's called to the far side wall, and through neutral ice come the Rough Riders once again. Toby backhands that one up along the wall. Sharp backtracks for it as he throws on the reverse and gets it up the far side to Hajibi. Hajibi had spent the past 2 minutes of gameplay in the penalty box due to some antics after the whistle with Aiden Long at the end of period number 1. And he's up the near side. Now comes Jamison and company for Madison. O'Donnell chips that around the player there. Johnson now with a shot that gets blocked along the way. O'Connell was that player for Cedar Rapids. O'Connell and O'Donnell, names of 2 players here in this one for each side. Capel lifts the stick, tried to feed it back to Bernovic, who was coming fresh off the bench. As Johnson carries into the offensive zone. Near side, Johnson with another chance. Will try the wraparound, but he got tied up along the way. Would have had a great shot at his Berzins came out far out of his crease to play that last one. Bernovic plays it off the wall, trying to feed it to Hong. Instead, it's Capel. Far side now to Henry into the offensive zone. Henry has Bernovic on the near side. One-time shot, and he scores! Austin Bernovic with goal number 17 of the season. Now leads the league in points on the one-timer from Henry. You'll see it one more time. Henry had Bernovic one time waiting. Guimond didn't really have a chance at it. Bernovic, goal number 17. Caps lead 4-1. 1 goal back of the league lead in goals as well now is Bernovic. As you see, it just whistles by Guimond. Caps in front by 3 again. Didn't quite see who that secondary assist will be, but we'll get it eventually for you here as the Capitals lead 4-1. Not a power play goal for Bernovic, but they'll take it nonetheless. 2.5 minutes into period number 2. They lead by 3. Into the offensive zone, the Capitals putting some pressure on. Lamb up the far side now to Delaney. Delaney looking for options, tried to feed it back as it comes to the near side. A penalty upcoming on Cedar Rapids. trying to point it back the other way. It was Cedar Rapids. Delaney down behind the play. I didn't see it, as it looks like they're escorting a player from the Rough Riders onto the penalty box. Ryan Philbrick will be the guilty party there, as we'll see the hit now. Philbrick goes up high with the elbow. So I wonder if that'll be the call. Capitals to their 4th power play of the night. 2 minutes put on the board already. Didn't see the exact call, but as I mentioned, it'll be power play number 4 for Madison tonight, as they just took the lead moments ago. 2 for 3 on the man advantage entering this power play. As the faceoff will be on the near side. It'll be Elias instead of Michaud on this unit, as Michaud had just gotten off the ice. It'll be Delaney, Rice, Long, Bernovic, and Elias for Madison. Faceoff is one back. Bernovic at the point already with 2 tonight. Feeds it to the middle for Delaney. Delaney back to Bernovic. Far side now. It's Sam Rice on possession. Rice on that far side looking for options down to the corner now for Long. Tried to thread the needle and get it to Bernovic on the near side. Instead, Bernovic will have to take it up against the wall. It'll be Cedar Rapids coming back the other way as they put that high pressure penalty kill. It'll be Baston into the offensive zone. Onside shot. Sits there for a moment. Kicked around. Capitals have it out front still. There's a scrum for it, and the Capitals come away with it. 3-on-2 back the other way for Madison on the man advantage. Bernovic plays it off the wall, that time to Long. Long looking for options as they'll take it behind the goal and just set things up. Instead, it's Bernovic out front. Bernovic trying to whack that one back to his defense, and instead, it's O'Connell having the body played of the Capitals as Rice comes back the other way. Rice through neutral ice to the far side to Delaney, near side. It's Rice on possession once again. Capitals will play that to the near side as O'Donnell fresh off the bench. Forward for Delaney, poked around. Cedar Rapids clears. 1 minute into this power play. Madison yet to get anything towards the goaltender. Had a couple of chances to do so, but they kind of dilly-dallied around with it. And it comes to neutral where Sharp now enters the play. A shot goes into the glove of Berzine, who plays it down for Brandt. Now to Hong as the Capitals start back up ice. Hong through neutral ice and into the offensive zone comes the player. I talked with Hong earlier this week as part of a USHL player spotlight, international spotlight. As a great story, born in South Korea, moved to Canada at a young age, kind of grew up in Canada but moved to California before joining the Waterloo Blackhawks. Is now his 3rd season here in the USHL. Hong on possession just inside the Capitals' defensive end. Henry now up the near side wall. We'll send that one down in deep. It'll actually take an odd deflection and be sent all the way down. Berzinch will go to play it as Johnson's the first one to it for either side. Berzinch plays it up the far side, and the Capitals will try to continue. Instead, it's intercepted. Power play expires as this one's deflected up and out of play. 2 for 4 on the power play tonight are the Capitals as Philbrick's penalty expires. Face-off to come in the defensive zone. 15:06 remains in period number 2. 4-1 our score. Face-off on the far side to the left of the goaltender, Berzinch in goal. As the face-off is won back by Cedar Rapids. Up that far side, Hajibi shot blocked along the way. Larrigan had a chance at it as well as Hajibi pulls away from the pile with it. Hajibi throws on the brakes on the far side. Half wall gets it up top to the point. Therefore called. Near side for Shellberg. Shellberg sends one trying to feed it backdoor for Hajibi. Instead, the Capitals break the other way. Porter steps over the line offensively but loses possession in the process. And now Hajibi and the Rough Riders come back with a 2-on-1. Hajibi tried to center it. That time Berzinch jumps in, gloves that one down for a whistle. 14:37 to go, period number 2. 4-1 our score in favor of the Madison Capitals. Bernovic with 2 tonight already. Goal number 17 of the season on his most recent one, as he now leads the league in points with 29 after that one. 17 goals, sits one back of Caden Shahan for the most in that category at the moment as well. Face-off on the near side to the right of Berzinch in goal. Is one back by the Capitals. Toby up the far side now. It's Jamison as the Capitals will come through neutral ice. It's intercepted. Philbrick got things moving forward for the Rough Riders. Resendez to the middle. Backtracks. Shot that time for the Rough Riders. Blocked into the corner by the Capitals defenseman Colton Jamison. Up top, Philbrick. Shot into the corner. Comes to the stick of Nathan Toby. Capitals will clear off the window. Nice job to use the glove. That should have been a hand pass, I thought. Instead, it's in the offensive zone for Cedar Rapids, but the Capitals able to settle things down and try to start back the other way. Capel at neutral ice will backhand that one down in deep. 4 Caps go for a change. Capel applies some forecheck as goes up the far side on the stick of Bassin now. It's intercepted by Kuzma at neutral ice. Kuzma backtracks. On the puck now is Michaud. Michaud tried to feed it to the near side for Capel, who I believe was trying to go for a change. He gets it on his hip and settles it down and chips it down into the offensive zone. Kuzma plays that one to Brandt. Brandt with a sharp angle as it's sent into the glove of Guimond, who holds for a whistle. 13:43 to go, period number 2. 4-1 our score. Capitals in front. Standalone series between these two teams. Cedar Rapids with 2 games against Youngstown this week already. Won last night, lost on Friday. Capitals played last night against the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Took home victory 6-2. Up the far side wall, Sharp had some pressure put on him. To the near side now comes Johnson and company for the Rough Riders. Sent into the wall as no call will come. Hajibi plays it to the far side to the Capitals. Hajibi was asking for a call from the referee. His body's tied up along that far side wall. The Capitals trying to dig that one out. Sure enough, they do. It's Michaud trying to backhand it along to his defensive partner, but right back into the wall goes the puck, and the pile once again resumes. Michaud comes away with it now, though, after the second or third effort from Madison, and chips it out towards neutral ice. Putting some pressure on Sharp was O'Donnell, and the Capitals will have to touch up as they'll go for a wholesale line change. It'll be Cedar Rapids back the other way. On possession is called. The right-handed defenseman through neutral ice into the offensive zone. Weaves around 1-2 and has a shot blocked along the way. Capitals able to clear that one out towards neutral ice just north of 7 minutes into period number 2. Our score 4-1 thanks to a goal from Austin Bernovic to extend the lead from 3-1 to 4 moments ago. But a nice goal there beats Berzin's sharp side as 12:42 remains here in period number 2. Cedar Rapids picks up goal number 2. On that goal is number 19 for Cedar Rapids, that being the forward, and Aiden Welch, St. Cloud State commit. Quick in and out on that one. It looks like so quick in and out that they're going to take it to review. On the far side, they go through a quick review. They want to take a look at it from that overhead camera. Thanks to our friends at Speedio. Get the iPad out, ready to go. As both referees over there, we'll take a brief moment to talk about our friends at Floor and Decor. Come and explore our unmatched selection of high-quality products, all at everyday low prices, and see how easy creating the space to match your taste can be. Discover your new Floor and Decor, now open in Monona and online at flooranddecor.com. Looks like they have the word they want. I believe this one should be a good goal. Sure enough, that is the case. As Welch for Cedar Rapids strikes for goal number 4 of the season and brings his team back within 2. 4-2, Capitals still in the lead. As the faceoff won back by the Rough Riders. And the Rough Riders start their rush forward now. Through neutral ice, they'll chip that one down in deep. Capitals chase back after, but a nice job and a nice hustle there by Muscut, the main commit, to get possession at least for a moment for that Rough Rider squad. Trying to evade icing is Chris Delaney. Nice job to avoid the first hit, and he'll chase after the far side as Shellberg kind of gets a shoulder into him and takes him down as the Rough Riders come through neutral now. Hamilton into the offensive zone, activates himself up into the play, drops back for Shellberg. Shellberg, far side, intercepted as Muscat will hold for the Rough Riders. A pair of Rough Riders go into each other as that one bounces off the post and out towards neutral ice. Down low, Jamison on the far side looking for options. Back behind the defense is Chris Delaney, who slows things down after entering the offensive zone. Shot on goal. Guimond will hold for a whistle. 11:46 to go. Period number 2. 4-2 our score in favor of the Madison Capitals. We'll go through a quick goal scoring summary before getting to our out-of-town scoreboard. It's going to be brief tonight as there's only one game going on. As right now, In this one, of course, 4-2 our score. Long with the goal, with Henry being the second goal. Power play goal on that first one for Long. I should mention that as well. Henry with the second goal coming about 10 minutes later. Bernovic with a minute later able to tally a second goal for Madison in the second period as well to have the Capitals at 4. For Cedar Rapids, it's Resendez as well as Welch. For the Rough Riders, 2 goals for the Rough Riders in this one as they'll be heading to the man advantage, it appears, as well. Penalty kill upcoming is Chris Delaney will be in the penalty box on the far side. I didn't quite see that side of things as 11:46 remains. Cedar Rapids, so their power play for the fourth time tonight, 1 for 3 entering this one. Faceoff will be on the far side to the left of Berzinch in goal. Elias, Mackey, Rice, and Long, the killers for Madison. The power play, Larrigan, Stewart, O'Connell, Called, and Shellberg for the Rough Riders. Just about ready to get things back underway. 11:46 to go, period number 2. 2 minutes on the board. Chris Delaney to the penalty box as the Capitals on the kill for the 4th time tonight. 2 for 3 on the kill are the Capitals here on the quick kill pest control penalty kill as the faceoff eventually was won back by the Cedar Rapids squad, and they hold in the offensive zone for all 13 seconds of this man advantage thus far. Up the near side, Elias tries to clear, but it's held in by Shellberg at the point, sending it to the far side looking for O'Connell. Capitals able to kill, though, and send that one all the way down as Mackey with the outreach stick. O'Connell a bit slow to get out of the zone and has that pass come to him right away as the Capitals tie him up along that far side wall. Capitals try to send it down. Instead, it's coming back the other way on the stick of Shellberg. Shellberg through neutral ice and into the offensive zone. And the near side corner gets tied up with Toby at least for a moment, and that allows Jamison to pick up possession. He'll send it off the window out towards neutral ice. Stewart gloves that one down and comes right back into the offensive zone for the Rough Riders. Stewart evades the first player, not able to evade the second. That one would have been coming up towards us in the press box here as Nagel gets things moving forward. Hong now trying to toe drag around. Hong still had Nagel with him, and now it's a Rough Rider stampede coming back the other way. Rough Riders into the offensive zone on the far side, drop back to up that far side. Resendez, he scored the Rough Riders' first power play goal back in period number 1. Near side to GB, sitting just outside the Rough Rider bench after being allowed onto the ice by his teammate. Sharp to the far side now. Resendez back on it. Resendez looking for options. They'll take a shot and it goes into the window, and GB slows things down on the near side half wall. Capitals put some pressure on, tie that one up. It'll go all the way down as the Capitals still with 25 seconds to kill off here on this penalty kill. Behind the defense was a pair of Rough Riders. Towards the net it goes. GB trying to shovel that one behind Berzinch, who holds on for a whistle. 10:01 to go, period number 2, 15 to go on the Delaney minor. Face-off upcoming in the defensive zone for Madison. Face-off on the far side to the left of Berzinch in goal. As we get a brief warning, too many guys out there for Cedar Rapids. Trying to extend the man advantage to 6. They wanted 2 defensemen out there, and so Drotz gives way on the back end of this kill for Madison as the Capitals will put some pressure on the player from Cedar Rapids right away, and Philbrick is Long put that forecheck on him. Capitals now 3 for 4 on the penalty kill here this evening. Far side shot, nice job by Berzinch to hold on. Capitals will try to clear out of the zone, and it'll actually be taken that way by Resendez. Is on the near side. The Capitals able to make a quick change as GB gets things moving forward to Philbrick. Philbrick will send things down in deep. Berzinch will hold for the Capitals and send it up the far side wall where Long awaits on the half wall. Long evades the first forechecker there for Cedar Rapids and gets things moving forward to Brandt, who will just send things down in deep now as the Capitals go for a couple of changes. It's Philbrick picking things back up in the defensive zone. Ahead, looking that time for Turnus. Instead, it's the Capitals back chipping it around the other way, and the Capitals right back on the forecheck 11 minutes into period number 2. Cedar Rapids into the offensive zone. Hits the skate of a linesman on an attempted clear by the Caps. and it's held in by Drotz along the far side half wall. Drotz has that one poked away. Near side, Capitals able to send things out towards neutral ice. Doing so there was O'Donnell as it's right back in, rifled in by the Rough Riders. Berzinch. It's Jamison, now near side for Henry. Henry looking for options, sends it across for Jamison again, who picks his head up and sees options ahead. No icing on the play as a stick was lifted along the way by the Capitals. As Grable on the far side will start things moving up ice for the Rough Riders. Near side. Turning back is Hamilton. His defensive partner Grable not in the position that he wanted him to be as Grable comes to the near side for Hamilton. Sidesteps away from the first Capital, but the second pokes the puck away, and the Capitals right back the other way. Into the offensive zone, it's Bernovic looking for his hat trick here. It goes off the left pad. Bernovic in the near side corner looking for options up top for Elias. Elias line sends one towards the goal, sits out front as Guimond gets a piece of the first one. Hong gets a hold of the second. Hong drops there for Mackey, who activates himself down into the corner. Mackey looking for options here. Backhands it into the corner where Bernovic can take over. Bernovic up against the wall, plays it off the back of the net. As the Capitals right back on it. Instead, it's sent up the near side wall as the Capitals will again take over on possession. Elias down low into the corner now for Nagel. Nagel out front for Hong. Hong with a shot, deflected into the corner. One of the best shifts of the night by Madison at full strength as it's sent wide. Mackey once again holds in, tried to center that one for Bernovic. Eventually he does get to him as his shot will be held onto by Guimond. 7:22 to go, period number 2. 4-2 our score as Hong had some pressure put on him and the linesman hold back Bernovic. Kind of comedic how late the Capitals forward was to the pile there. As the Capitals will have an offensive zone draw here in a moment. Near side to the left of Guimond in goal. Lamb, Delaney, and Porter alongside Toby and Michaud on the back end for Madison. Joined by the second unit of Cedar Rapids. Hold them up, boys. Near side, a little too close for the linesman liking. Isaac Johnson, O'Connell, and Welch for Cedar Rapids. The troops on the ice for them. The face-off one back, Nathan Toby on possession down in the corner. He tried to send it to Delaney. It got intercepted along the way and out towards neutral ice. It comes and actually gets a player up high on the Capitals bench. Looks like everybody's all right there. Face-off will be just outside the Caps' defensive end. Lamb and Johnson to do battle once again in the circle. Face-off is won back by Johnson for the Rough Riders. Sharp sends it over to his defensive partner, and the Rough Riders send it into the offensive zone. Capitals try to clear, and eventually they do get it out of the zone. And Cedar Rapids takes over right at neutral ice. Johnson into the offensive zone now as a player with him onside are the Rough Riders. Is Johnson in the near side corner, picks up possession, gets to the near side now, trying to get something going on this one are the Rough Riders. They trail by 2 with under 7 to go here in the second period. Toby up that far side wall, a backhand that one, it'll go all the way down. It won't be icing as it won't get to that goal line as Sharps picks up for Cedar Rapids. Porter on the near side puts some pressure on him, and it forces a bad pass from the Rough Rider defenseman. Capitals back the other way. A couple of players go to that far side wing, and it allows Cedar Rapids to take back over on possession. No icing on the plays. This one comes back. Jack Henry picks up behind his own goal. Up the near side now, Barlagi continues along for Rice. Rice through neutral ice with a whole bunch of speed. Rice with a shot that goes over the goal. Karams up to that far side where Henry can kick and hold in. Henry looking for options, gets it down low, or at least tried to for Rice. Instead, will pick his head up and get it to Long up top. Long already with one tonight. Backhands that one through the crease. No one home. Beat Guimond. As Madison turns things back the other way as Cedar Rapids into the offensive zone. Hajibi on the top of the near side, shot that time, finds the back of the net. Cedar Rapids back within 1. 5:45 to go, period number 2. Hajibi with goal number 5 on the season. 5:45 remains here in the second period. Jack Henry tried to get a piece of that one. The blocker of Berzinch did get somewhat of a piece of it, but CR brings themselves back within 1. Face-off coming back at center ice. Capitals with two separate 3-goal leads in this one, now only lead by one. Faceoff is won back by the Capitals as it's Jamison near side. Toby has his pass deflected up into the air as Grable will field that one back inside his own blue line. Into the offensive zone now come the Rough Riders once again on the far side. Smith chips it around the defenseman as Toby tried to poke at it along the far side wall. Jamison digs at it a bit. Two players back for Madison. The third comes in and grabs possession as O'Donnell gets things moving forward. A bit too far in front of Kuzma. No icing on the play, they say, as it was touched by the goaltender Guy Monder. At least he made an attempt at it. So Smith backtracks that one for Philbrick. Philbrick continues to the far side. Bassin for Cedar Rapids into the offensive zone. Drops there as it's held at the line by Resendez. Sends it just wide of the goal as Nagel and company gets things moving forward for Madison. Bernovic already with two tonight to the near side to Kuzma. Kuzma looking for options. Backhands one towards the slot. No one home for Madison as the stick that time of Kuzma just a bit too far behind the play. Bernovic trying to feed it to him there in front of the net. Instead, a shot goes off the post. As Cedar Rapids buzzing here and trying to get another one. Shot that time stopped by the blocker by Berzinch. 4:37 to go in the second period. And you just feel like all the momentum is tilted towards the Rough Rider offensive end right now. Capitals defensive end. High scoring contest here on a Sunday afternoon. Thanks for joining us on an NFL Sunday here in the fall. As the faceoff won back by the Capitals. They'll start up the near side. Tied up along the way, it was James Hong. As they'll take him into the wall on the near side. It was actually Nate Porter. As the Capitals unable to get things out as Muscat's shot deflected along the way. Mackey up the far side wall. Delaney tries to stretch the ice a bit as he'll take a step back and get things moving forward for Madison. Onside are the Capitals as they'll send that one down in deep. Guimond holds there for his defenseman on the far side. And the Rough Riders come forward once again. Muscat. Far side now, it's Drotz. Drotz down into the corner looking for Muscat. Elias plays the body. Cedar Rapids plays the puck. Tied up in the corner now are the two sides. 3 Capitals, 1 Rough Rider player, and the Capitals come away with it, but a turnover right away. Shot from Johnson whiffed on as the Capitals will try to clear and just try to get out of the rest of this period with the lead at this point as Lamb sends this one down off the end wall. The Capitals go for a wholesale change. It's Cedar Rapids on possession back inside their own defensive end. Johnson turns things over at that time to Rice. Capel on the top of the near side circle. Has a Laney-like shot. Sits there for a moment. And it's picked up once again by Cald and company for this Rough Rider squad. Capitals will put some pressure on as Sam Capel. As back now is Sharp. Sharp up the near side to Johnson. Through neutral ice comes Cedar Rapids. Johnson. Toe drag. Shot that time. Stopped by Berzinch, who holds on for a whistle. 3 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Period number 2. 4-3 our score in favor of the Capitals. But without the momentum is, you wouldn't think that right now. 2 second period goals from Cedar Rapids have themselves trying to climb out of this well that they kind of dug themselves. The face-off on the near side, one back by Cedar Rapids. GB on the near side, up top now for Philbrick. Far side, Grable. Now Larrigan, shot deflected up into the protective netting. Might have got a piece of the rafters here at Camp Ice. Just 1 second shy of 17 minutes into period number 2. Our score still 4-3 in favor of the home squad. Capitals' 11th home game of the season. Caps fans have done a great job of attending this season. Coming into today, Capitals 6th in the league in attendance with an average attendance of just south of 2,200. Ajibi on the far side, slammed up against the wall by Jamison, but he skates away from the play there with possession as Jamison eventually does take it right back from him. Jamison shoved down to the surface. Cedar Rapids with a chance now. Shot there, goes wide, sits out front for a moment. O'Donnell just corrals things forward to Brandt as Brandt shoved down to the surface. As Cedar Rapids playing their physical brand of hockey, and it's working here in period number 2. Back behind the goal. Stepping out Philbrick. Philbrick through neutral ice, sends it off the window to the far side, all the way down in deep is Barloghi on possession. Barloghi tied up against the wall, and coming away with it are the Rough Riders. Up top now Hamilton. Hamilton off the end wall it goes as the player just kind of sent through Berzinch's helmet as it comes to the near side. Hamilton on possession. Hamilton retreats to his point. Another member of the Rough Rider squad plays it down to the corner. Capitals on it now once again. Bernovic plays it out of the zone. No one home for Madison. Max Nagel backtracks, gets shoved into the wall kind of awkwardly there as the Capitals on it once again. Jamison just sends it up that far side wall. No icing as Shellberg retrieves before the goal line. Capitals unable to hold that one in the offensive zone, but they are able to hold possession. As towards the middle, Bernovic tried to send it for Nagel, a bit too far out of his reach as it comes to the near side now on the stick of Hamilton. Hamilton towards the middle now through neutral ice. Come the Rough Riders, and into the offensive zone offside are Cedar Rapids. 1:26 to go, period number 2. 4-3 our score in favor of the Capitals. 3-1 after one. Bernovic made it 4-1 here in the second, but Cedar Rapids clawing back. They grab their hiking gear, see if they're able to climb out of the valley that they put themselves in early on here in period number 2. Near side, O'Connell sends it down in deep. Mackey will trace back for it and try to send it up the far side wall. Welch plays up against the wall as well. It's two aside battle in the corner. Toby thought he had an opportunity to kick it out. Instead, it's Cedar Rapids doing just that. Mackey on the near side plays the body into the wall as the puck pops out to his stick now, and ahead come the Capitals. At least for a moment it appeared that way. Capitals are not able to clear, but their second effort will get out of the zone. Lamb achieves the red line, sends it down in deep as Sharp backtracks for it, and all the way back it goes up against the wall. Thought I heard a whistle, but it must have been Aaron or a random fan blowing that one. And as it comes all the way back to Berzinch, who hops on top of it. 38.9 seconds to go, period number 2. 4-3 our score in favor of the Capitals. Defensive zone draw to follow. Mentioning at the last whistle, Madison doing a great job of showing up here this season. Averaging 21.92 is the average attendance. Last night, just 19.12 in attendance here. Of course, dollar beer nights are a big hit, but it's been a great time this season. Faceoff will be on the far side. To the left of Berzinch in goal. Mixing up a little bit are the Rough Riders as they wanted the faceoff on the near side. The faceoff is one back. They wanted it so much on that far side, or on the near side, that one of the assistant coaches is just visibly upset, and Carlson's just kind of laughing at him on the Rough Rider bench. It was Mike Leachy, the one that was kind of visually upset, and Carlson, the long veteran here in the USHL, has a good chuckle at that. Capel up the near side wall. Elias sends it right back to him in the corner. Capel sent down to the surface, brings a player with him from Cedar Rapids. Elias sends one towards the goal, deflects down. Capel with a shot, goes off the right shoulder of Guimond and into the corner, and out towards neutral ice come the Rough Riders once again as the Capitals will backtrack all the way back. It's Michaud on it, and we'll get some extracurriculars after the whistle as Elias goes after it with a couple of Rough Rider players. Is Long down in the action once again. Tied up with a player with his bucket off. Again, Michaud in there as well. 17 minutes put on the clock already for intermission. Sure, something will come out of that. Both teams will be without a player or two to start period number 3, but the Capitals escape period number 2 with a 4-3 lead over the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. When we come back on Caps Radio, we will have your coverage on a whole bunch of cool things around the league as well as standings and your scoring summary. Caps up 4-3 after 2. You're listening to Capitals Hockey on the Capitals Broadcast Network, on Flow Hockey, and on Caps Radio on YouTube. Welcome back into the broadcast booth here at Bob Suiter's Capital Ice Arena. It's your intermission report presented by Floor & Decor. Come and explore our unmatched selection of high-quality products, all at everyday low prices, and see how easy creating the space to match your taste can be. Discover your new Floor & Decor, now open in Monona and online at flooranddecor.com. Capitals lead 4-3 as we are in intermission number 2. Goals in this one for the Capitals from Long, Henry, Bernovic, and Bernovic. That's the league's leading scorer, Austin Bernovic. As Cedar Rapids clawing back at the moment from down 3 goals 2 separate times in the game to now only down 1. The Capitals, of course, will try their best to exit with 4 points on the weekend. Been a while since the Capitals exited a weekend with 4 points. If they're able to get 4 points, they'll move within just a nice total of 4 points of first place in the conference. It'd also be point number 30 on the year for Madison. And obviously, if you were Caps fans and followed along last season, it was obviously a tough year for Madison last year. I'll pull up the standings. I think total last year was 38 points, if I'm not mistaken. And sure enough, that was the total. 38 points total last year, on the cusp of 30 points in 24 games, and they got 38 in 62 games last season. So obviously a nice turnaround, and a big reason is the new guys that are here for the Capitals, as well as the mainstay of the crew that's been here for the Caps this season. Long, Henry, Bernovic, and Bernovic, all 3 players not Caps last season, but still here this year. James Hong continues a point streak now of 8 games as he assisted on Henry's goal. And as I mentioned, Austin Bernovic takes over in the league lead in points with 29 of the season, one back of 30. Takes over from Eric Paulson, who was here last night and did not find the scoreboard once in that contest. So it should be quite the occasion here at Cap Ice, as the Capitals, of course, will continue to try to score some more here in the last period naturally, but the Capitals really looking for a spark as the ice started to tilt in the direction of Cedar Rapids towards the end of that period. Out-of-town scoreboard presented by MadCapsHockey.com. MadCapsHockey.com, your one-stop shop for all things Capitals here this season. So far, nothing on the scoreboard in Lincoln. That's because they haven't gotten underway. Fargo and the Stars going at it there tonight in Lincoln at the Ice Box. So it should be an exciting one there, as the Capitals are the only other game. Only 2 Eastern Conference teams going at it here in this one. They'll go at it again on Saturday night. It'll be right back here at Bob Suiter's Capital Ice Arena. We invite you to come out. Should be an exciting one. It's our annual Teddy Bear Toss presented by Canopy Wealth Management. We're trying to donate as many stuffed animals as we can. When the Caps score their first goal, you chuck those things onto the ice, and obviously all those will get collected and donated to WISCAP, I believe, is the charity beneficiary there for the event, as the Capitals will, of course, try to donate as many teddy bears as possible, and with your help, we're able to do that. It's a cool cause, and at the same time, it's also a really cool atmosphere as well, as you won't see somebody go as nuts for the first goal as when that happens here that night. So be a part of the action. Tickets.madcapshockey.com for that right there. This is part of a 4-game homestand that lasts almost a month for the Capitals. It goes from December 9th, last night, all the way through December 29th. At the end of the month, 21 days, I believe, the exact total of the homestand for the Capitals. We'll have that second period coverage when we come back. You're listening to Capitals Hockey on Caps Radio on YouTube. Welcome back in the broadcast booth here at Bob Suter's Capital Ice Arena. It's Capitals Hockey live on Flow Hockey and on the Capitals Radio Network on YouTube. Capitals lead 4-3 as we enter the third and final frame of regulation here today. Cedar Rapids has battled back and the ice started to deflect in their favor towards the end of period number 2. The Capitals were able to escape that second period with the lead still intact as they hope to escape today's game with 2 points. And continuing up the Eastern Conference standings. They're currently in a tie with Muskegon at the moment for 4th in the Eastern Conference. Solo 4th up for grabs here today with the rest of the conference vacant. Just 4 points back of first place, Green Bay. Everybody around us kind of already played those 24 games. Capitals will get another game in hand on Friday, more than likely, on a lot of these teams. As, once again, Friday night off for Madison this upcoming week. Saturday back at home, 5-on-5. To start here in period number 3. Double minors, Accessible, Turnus, and Michaud at the end of the period for roughing. So they'll both sit the first 4 minutes of the period in the penalty box as it's sent down into the offensive zone by Colton Jamieson. Jack Brandt will apply some pressure there and slide across the ice for a moment and comes out front for a second, where Grable can get things moving forward for the Rough Riders. Larrigan through neutral will send it down into the offensive zone. It'll deflect off the far side, and Capitals will turn things right back to neutral. Near side, on possession there is a big hit from a player there for Madison and Jack Brandt on Larrigan. And once again, Brandt puts Larrigan down to the ice surface. Larrigan tried to retaliate a little bit there. The only way that he could retaliate is in the offensive zone with possession for a moment as the Capitals take back over. Brnovic on the far side. The rest of his line joins him out there on the ice. Slippery surface here thus far. A couple of players falling all over the place here in the third period of play. A minute into the period is Sharp will have to backtrack up the near side wall. Come the Rough Riders once again through neutral. Called on possession. Chips it around the player there. And Brnovic Resendis into the offensive zone in the near side corner. A hit put on there by Barloghi, and it separates man from puck. The entire purpose of a body check as the Capitals back the other way. Hong into the offensive zone with a shot towards the slot there. Nagel intercepted. Brnovic with a chance. Now Henry with a shot goes wide. Believe that Guimond never saw that one as the Capitals with an attempt here early on in the third to extend the lead back to 2. Hong trying to get a hold of it. Instead it gets caught up in the feet of the forward there in Bastion as the Capitals will send it down in deep. Caps will go for a change as Cedar Rapids right back on it. They'll start up ice up the far side through neutral ice. Comes Shelberg. Shelberg around the defense there. Shelberg with a whole bunch of speed. Tripped up there by the stick that time of Berzinch as it sits out front for a moment. The Capitals scramble for it. Cedar Rapids evens things at 4. 2 minutes into period number 3. Like it's Isaac Johnson on the goal. Johnson picks up goal number 2 of the season. Berzinch having to scramble for that one. As too little, too late. Whole new ball game. Capitals have had 2 separate 3-goal leads in this one. And back at center ice, the Capitals will do battle with the Rough Riders once again. Grable gloves that one down, sends it down in deep. And the Capitals all back to basically a 0-0 game at this point. You're tied. Doesn't matter how many points either team has on the scoreboard. Goals in this case, of course. In hockey, as up the near side, Grable takes back over for Cedar Rapids. Far side, shot from Majibi, goes off the left shoulder and goes wide. Grable sitting in the cage that time up at Trix Berzinch as Berzinch's stick all the way up at the hash marks. Aiden Long on the near side trying to play possession as the Capitals will take back over and just chip that one out towards neutral. The stick comes all the way into the neutral zone as well. On the play is into the offensive zone comes Stewart. The Capitals back beneath their own goal line will play it up the near side wall. Elias far side now and trying to feed things towards the offensive zone. Toby will play it with his right glove and loses his glove in the process as He'll have to backtrack into the defensive zone. Berzich will have it on the far side and ring it around the near where Johnson takes over for Cedar Rapids. Toby picks his glove back up, so the Capitals are all fully gloved and fully sticked now. As through neutral ice come the Capitals once again. O'Donnell chips around the player and called, but Sharp there to recover for the Rough Riders. Toby tries to send it down in deep, called back on possession, called to the near side now, and Sharp gets it back on the far. Sharp, O'Donnell on the far side, all the way down icing on the Rough Riders.
They got 2 numbers in that meat raffle.
And Slezik will have to come back to the bench.
That's 250.
Face off to follow in the offensive zone for Madison. To be on the near side to the right of Guimond and goal.
If those are your tickets, head on down.
Nagel, Hong, Bernovic, Henry, and Barlagi for the Capitals.
Congratulations.
Against a tired second unit for this Rough Rider squad. Faceoff is poked around for a bit and kicked forward by the Capitals. Henry holds in, shot deflected into the stomach that time of Guimond, who holds on for a whistle. 16:15 to go, period number 3. Still 15 seconds remaining on those double minors to Michaud and Turnus. Sit in the penalty box on the far side of the ice. Caps will keep the same 5 on the ice. Face-off coming to the near side of Guimond in goal. Guimond, the Detroit Red Wings draft pick, and Yale commit. A couple of the Yale commits on the Capitals roster as well. Face-off won by the Capitals. Bernovic in the corner. Feeds it out front. Nagel from his rear end tried to slam it home. Instead, Barlagi with a shot. Kicked into the corner. Nagel trying to get possession back for Madison. Eventually, Hong comes in and helps. Hong with a shot from a sharp angle. Rebound sits there out front. Goes to the near side corner, and Hong gets things out to the point for Henry now. Henry towards the net. Hits Bernovic along the way, and it comes to the near side where Cedar Rapids trying to clear. They're unable to, though. Bernovic in the high slot with a shot that time, and gloved that time by Guimond. As 4 Rough Rider players go after James Hong. Hong just tries to hold on to as many as he can. He just sits in front of the goaltender. Nagel ties up with the lone remaining Rough Rider on the far side. He just poked, never actually made contact. And Schellberg right on top of him. Faceoff will be in the offensive zone for Madison. Hong having some fun as he makes his way to the bench. Laughing the whole way. The faceoff will come on the near side to the right of Guimond in goal. Faceoff this time is won back by Cedar Rapids into the corner. The Capitals put some pressure on right away, though, and get possession back for a brief moment before the captain Grable goes and retrieves in the corner for Cedar Rapids. Delaney intercepts that breakout pass from the defenseman for Cedar Rapids and ties the player up. As the Capitals apply some forecheck, Grable escapes up the near side as some snow goes up high into the sky here at Cap Ice. Delaney circles around the offensive zone, has possession now. Off the end wall, it comes to the near side now. Michaud will back up as Lamb goes to play possession of the puck. 2-on-2 back the other way for Cedar Rapids. A trailing Larrigan covered there by Lamb. Never had a chance at getting to him, though, as Elias blocked the pass from Majibi. As it comes near side, Delaney a little too far in front of him. He chases after it, but it'll be called on possession for Cedar Rapids as the Rough Riders come back the other way. Majibi into the offensive zone. Scored his 5th goal of the season earlier in this one. Along the far side wall, they try to send it up top. They clear at the length of the ice for Madison to the Rough Riders as Sharp had it way too fast go by him. As Resendez now has it poked off the stick by Aiden Long. Capitals try to clear up the far side wall. Sam Capel to the middle now for Aiden Long, who pokes it along into the offensive zone. Near side, Bassin to Resendez. A bit too far in front of him, so the Rough Riders have to settle things down. And so the far side now, Smith will chip that one down in deep. Jameson chases after it. Bassin on possession, ties up Jameson, and the Capitals will try to dig that one out of the pile. Toby eventually does skate away from it with it as Long up the near side tries to send it across the ice for Rice, who is cutting through the middle. Rice backhands that one down in deep. Capella will be the lone forward that remains on for Madison. As he'll go up the far side wall through neutral now will be Cedar Rapids, but they turn it over to the stick of Barlagi, who chips it down in deep. It goes off of a Rough Rider stick up into the rafters. Face-off to come to center ice. 6:01 into period number 3. 4-4 our score. Isaac Johnson with the goal here in period number 3 to even things for Cedar Rapids. Towards the end of period number 2, he does have a feeling that Cedar Rapids would be able to tie it up, and sure enough, they do here. No warning given to either side, but Christian Johansson, the linesman, telling the guys they got to hold him up for a moment as O'Donnell tries to send that one down in deep. It'll eventually be taken down deep by Cedar Rapids. They'll play it off the end wall to Shellberg, and they'll start up the near side instead of the far. Johnson has it poked off of his stick at center ice, and Hamilton will just flutter it down into the offensive zone for the Rough Riders instead. Barloghi on the far side corner, tied up for a moment, and it allows the Rough Riders to come in and try to dig for possession. Two aside, and a third joins for Madison. Henry just right outside the pile. It'll be Kuzma skating away with it for the Capitals. Brandt tries to avoid the hit and gets things moving forward to Kuzma. Activating up into the play offensively is Jack Henry on the near side. Kuzma up against the wall kind of awkwardly there, and a big hit allows Madison possession once again. Kuzma tied up there by the stick that time of Shellberg. Shellberg frustrating Kuzma clearly, and the Capitals come away with it. Out front chance, and Guimond covers for a whistle. 13-11 to go, period number 3. Exciting one at Bob Suter's Capital Ice Arena as a face-off upcoming in the offensive zone for the Caps. Face-off to come on the near side to the right of the goaltender, Guimond in goal. Caps top unit heads out onto the ice, joined by Michaud and Elias, the top pair. Countered on the other side by the top line of Cedar Rapids as well. The face-off on the near side being held up for a brief moment as the face-off eventually won back by Cedar Rapids. Max Nagel put some pressure on though, and it allows Madison possession. Nice job forechecking tonight as Hong's just buried into the goal by a player from Cedar Rapids. It'll be Ajibi sending this one down in deep. Larrigan, the first one to it for either side. Ajibi behind the goal line looking for options. A player sits out front, and Drew Stewart up top now. A chance for Cedar Rapids to take their first lead of the night. Unable to score though, and it goes wide. Capitals will start things back the other way. Elias to the middle now for Nagel, who sidesteps a player there for the Rough Riders. Offside are the Capitals. Brnovic is a tad too far in front of the play. Already with 2 tonight is Brnovic. Face-off to come just outside the offensive zone for Madison. Quite the weekend for hockey here at Cap Ice. Brnovic with 6 points on the weekend. Viable candidate for forward of the week. Cedar Rapids slow to get players out there. Jack Henry not out there at the moment for the Capitals, but Jack Henry a viable candidate for defenseman of the week here in the league as well. 2 goals, 2 assists on the weekend. Been a crucial part of the Capitals' offensive stay as the Capitals starting up ice the other way. Elias avoids the hit, but eventually will get taken down by the Cedar Rapids squad. A stick up high on Chris Delaney doesn't get called as the Capitals take over on possession inside the offensive zone. Lamb down to Porter in the corner. Porter sends it to the far side where Toby will pinch down after it and gets possession for Madison. Sends it down low for Porter. Porter out front now. Chance for the Capitals. Sits in the slot, and it's Cedar Rapids back the other way with a whole bunch of speed. Through neutral ice, it's Smith. Chips it around as a player's taken down. A nice job by Lamb to use the stick, but also his body at the same time to take the player down. Resendez sends one towards the goal. Knuckles just wide. Jamison in the near side corner, sent up against the wall. Basson out front, chance. Capitals will clear out to neutral. Nice job by Lamb, but it's held in by the Rough Riders. Basson into the corner now. Down low it goes is Resendez into the corner. Resendez out front, chance. Lamb flutters that one all the way down. It'll be icing on the Capitals when it gets there. As 11:27 remains, period number 3. Face-off to come in the offensive zone for Cedar Rapids. One change will be allowed for Madison. A high stick was taken by Chris Delaney, bleeding as he heads to the bench. So they are going to allow him to change. The rest of the Caps have to remain. Some more time being killed off. By the referee and the linesman chatting up with Carlson. Looks like there will be a penalty called. A late penalty called sends Madison to the power play. Looks like it was missed at first, and the linesman came over and helped as Cedar Rapids heads to the penalty box. High sticking the call. Double minor, too, as Delaney was bleeding. Called to the penalty box. Madison to power play number 5 of the night. Face-off in the offensive zone. 2 for 4 entering this power play. Penalty kill for Cedar Rapids. Very slow to head out onto the ice surface. Grable and company killing some time off and allowing his legs to be fresh. The faceoff will come outside the zone, apparently, for Madison. As Cedar Rapids head coach Mark Carlson having a chat with the officiating crew. For the Capitals, it's their first unit that scored twice on the man advantage tonight. Long, Rice, Delaney, Bernovic, and Michaud. Carlson doesn't like it much on the Cedar Rapids bench. Hear him clap up the guys. There's a face-off just outside the offensive zone. Carlson giving it to him. The linesman, as the face-off is won forward by Madison. Rice on the far side trying to establish some zone time. They will wait as Bernovic up the far side to Rice. Near side now Long. Long has Bernovic streaking behind the play as Grable's going to have a chance to clear for Cedar Rapids. Instead, the Capitals will have a chance to hold on the far side, and Michaud whiffs on it as Michaud will try to fend off the player there in O'Connell for Cedar Rapids. Bernovic starts up ice for Madison. Bernovic has a player with him on the near side, instead takes it in himself. Rice to the far side now into the offensive zone come the Capitals. Bernovic tried to poke it away from Grable, tied up beneath the goal line as the Capitals come away with it on the far side. Now it's Rice. Rice on the half wall, slowing things down. 10:44 to go, period number 3. 3:15 to go on the power play as Delaney feeds there for Bernovic. Back up top for Michaud. Michaud back to Bernovic on the top of the far side circle. Bernovic to the middle now. Rice on the near side with a chance now up top for Michaud. One-time shot. Bernovic with a shot. Sits out front. Comes back to him on the rebound. Rice with a shot and it goes wide. A nice shot block there by Cedar Rapids. Madison still holds possession. Bernovic on the far side. Goes towards the net. Comes near side for Rice. It deflects up into him. Deflected. Chance to clear for Cedar Rapids. Capitals go for a change. As it goes to the far side, the Capitals on the power play just about a minute and a half into this man advantage. That'll be a double minor. As it starts up ice, it's Jack Henry. Near side, it comes to Jack Brandt, who backtracks and tries to get things out to Henry. Instead, it comes back the other way where O'Donnell can settle things down. O'Donnell to the near side now for Brandt. Brandt has O'Donnell on the far side into the offensive zone. Come the Capitals once again. O'Donnell on the far side throws on the brakes. Kuzma there as well. It'll be the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders slowing things down though and sending it all the way down where Berzinch can stop for a moment just about halfway through this double minor. The Capitals starting from behind their own goal line once again. Henry through the defensive zone will eventually backtrack to James Hong. Has Kuzma at his far side, and they'll use the player there on the far side and Ronan O'Donnell to go and play it. Berzinch will have to go play as well as the Capitals are in the midst of a change. And it's a turnover where Cedar Rapids had possession for a brief moment before Ronan O'Donnell there to recover. The unit switch back as the first unit back out onto the ice for Madison. Elias through neutral ice. Bernovic now on possession. Has to hold up for a brief moment as now Sam Rice kind of kicks it around a bit as the Capitals back all the way inside their defensive zone. 1:25 to go on this double minor man advantage. 8:50 to go here in period number 3. Delaney through neutral ice now and into the offensive zone by way of dropping it back to Bernovic. Bernovic into the offensive zone, will carry. Far side now, Rice. Rice to Delaney. Delaney thought about sending it towards the goal. Instead, it's Bernovic near side. Rice had it deflected along the way. And it goes into the corner where Long relays it along to Bernovic on the far side. Bernovic had some pressure on him. Rice now up top. Spins back as he barely held in. Rice Far side now for Bernovic, a little too far in front of him. Bernovic spins back towards the corner. Back up top now Delaney. Delaney, near side for Elias. Near side Rice. Rice, far side now Delaney. Delaney to Elias. Elias looking for options. Down to the near side for Rice. Rice circles back up with 40 to go on the power play. This was a double minor power play. The Capitals yet to get anything really towards the goaltender Guimond. Rice with a shot back door. He whiffed on it a bit. It fanned a little bit and it clears out towards neutral ice. 25 to go on the man advantage for Madison. Under 8 to go in period number 3. All square at 4 aside. Berzinch had some pressure put on him as he'll leave for Michaud. Up the far side, Hong ahead now into the offensive zones. O'Donnell thought about dropping back instead. It'll be Hong on possession. Hong in the high slot tries to get it to the near side. It catches an edge. And with 3 to go on the power play, it's Cedar Rapids behind the defense. Larrikin with a player trailing and Stewart sits out front. And the rebound corralled into the corner. Capitals 0 for 5 on the man advantage here tonight as the Capitals will come up the far side wall. 7:15 to go, period number 3. A nice turnover forced there by O'Donnell. Kuzma in the corner tied up. Kuzma comes away with possession. Jamison unable to hold. The saucer pass was deflected but never actually settled down. Kuzma sends it down into the offensive zone. Under 7 to go, period number 3. 4-4 our score here in this one. Capitals led 3-0 and 4-1 at points during this game. Cedar Rapids has battled back out of a hole and brought themselves back into a tie and a chance to grab points here from this one. Near side, O'Connell, backdoor feed, tries to sit there. A nice job by Berzinch to keep that one in front of him. Whistle and immediate timeout. 6:38 to go, period number 3. 4-4 our score as we'll take a quick breather here. Everybody needs to back and forth and back and forth. After that one is a face-off. We'll be in the defensive zone when we do follow. Take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard presented by our friends at MadCapsHockey.com. MadCapsHockey.com, your one-stop shop for all things Capitals this season. Fargo with the early lead in Lincoln as they lead thanks to the Fisher goal. Jake Fisher with the goal in that one to lead 1-0. Of course, it's 4-4 here, the only Eastern Conference action going at it here this evening. As the Capitals looking to fend off after having a 3-goal lead. Cedar Rapids battles back to make it all square. Faceoff will be in the defensive zone when we do return. Faceoff on the near side to the left of Berzinch. 6:38 to go, period number 3. 4-4 our score. As the Capitals trying to get out of this one with a pair of points, at least a point. Cedar Rapids with the shots on goal advantage in this one by a hefty margin. Coming into the period, it was 31-15. Now it's 36-19. As a shot on from the point blocked along the way. Nagel has Bernovic behind the defense, but he'll choose Hong instead, which was one layer behind. Guimond leaves there for Sharp. Sharp up the near side as it's Bassin through neutral ice now. Bassin on his stick, has it poked along. Linesman kind of gets in his way and allows Madison possession. Up the near side, Bernovic takes over. Bernovic avoids the hit out towards neutral. Resendez will settle things down where Cedar Rapids back on it. Cedar Rapids, Resendez over to the far side now for Sharp, back for Resendez. Intercepted there by Nagel, who will poke it along into the offensive zone. Caps go for a brief change as they'll touch up on the far side. Sharp through neutral ice, does not achieve the red line, but Barlagi gets a piece of it. No tripping call coming on that one. I think that one probably could have been called. Either way, the puck sits in that far side corner as the Capitals on possession there. Barlagi picks his head up, sends that one out towards neutral ice as it doesn't get all the way there, but eventually the Capitals do settle things down and regroup, allowing Hong to finish the change on that third line. Porter into the offensive zone, jumps around the player, and Philbrick, who leaves there for Sharp on the far side. Sharp has it gloved down out of the sky there. Rather, that is Muscut coming away from the pile with the puck. Muscut joined alongside by his defensive partner in Drotz, as both of those players forwards on this unit for Cedar Rapids. Trying to chip it around Elias. Elias skates back after it. Elias plays the body, and Cedar Rapids was trying to do that. And, you know, it actually allows Madison possession. If Cedar Rapids just goes in and plays the puck, I think they have full possession in the offensive zone. They will now. Stewart just getting his legs going up that far side as it goes wide. Elias will send it up the near side wall where Shellberg will hold for Cedar Rapids. Shellberg goes back to the blue line where he usually occupies. The shot goes wide the whole way. Berzinch tries to hold on for a moment as it's held beneath the goal line for a moment. Capitals clear out towards neutral where Shellberg settles things down. A couple of changes allowed for Madison up front, but not on the back end as the Capitals try to get possession back for themselves here with under 5 to go in period number 3. Lots of hits here in this one as both teams tired after a couple of games. Up the near side, Philbrick back to the half wall for the player in Larrigan. The pass is slotted out towards neutral ice as it's held on to and sent down in deep by the Rough Riders. Hajibi on the near side, tried to send it out front. It finds the back of the net. Hajibi scores off the back of Patrick Berzinch. And for the first time tonight, the Capitals trail. Second goal of the night for Hajibi. Sixth goal of the season. 4:08 to go in the third. Cedar Rapids takes the lead. Squeaks through the glove side of Berzinch. As we'll go back to center ice with Cedar Rapids leading 5-4. Face off at center ice, won by the Rough Riders. O'Connell into the offensive zone, has a couple players with him. Madison is looking like they were the team that played Friday and Saturday, not Cedar Rapids, as the Capitals come back the other way now. Long into the offensive zone, onside of the Caps far side. Sam Capel with a shot, it goes wide. Long trying to play it off the end wall, gets it to Capel on the far side. Shot is gloved down and held on to by the goaltender Guimond for a whistle. 3:45 to go, period number 3, 5-4 the score. Capitals send their first line out onto the ice. The face-off upcoming on the far side to the left of Guimond in goal. Face-off to the left to Guimond in net. Hogg, Bernovic, Nagel, Henry, and Barlagi for Madison. Looking to do something here as Hong has it going to the corner after winning the initial draw. Bassin up the far side wall will send it down in deep. Smith will win the race to it and avoid icing as it's sent into the shoulder that time of Berzinch. In the far side corner, Bassin plays it down low once again and the Capitals will be able to clear. Bernovic aims that one ahead for Nagel, and Nagel just pokes it into the near side where it's once again Cedar Rapids on possession. Near side Henry, far side Bernovic deflected that one around the defense at least for a moment. Now Hamilton on possession. Hamilton up the near side, no call comes. The Cedar Rapids bench wanted one. A nice job by Cedar Rapids to still evade the pressure and get out of the zone as the Capitals backtrack all the way inside the defensive zone. Jamison trying to tie things up. Instead it's Hajibi behind the goal, picking things up for Cedar Rapids. Already with 2 tonight as this one pops up high into the sky at cap ice. Grable with the shot, goes wide, rebound sits there, and the Capitals will be able to clear on the stick of Ronan O'Donnell. O'Donnell slowed up there and offside, never mind, onside are the Rough Riders as the Capitals now on possession once again. Sent up into the Raptors here at cap ice. Change will be allowed. 2:36 to go, period number 3. Capitals trail 5-4. 4 unanswered from this Rough Rider squad. An offensive zone draw for Cedar Rapids upcoming. We'll keep an eye on Berzinch throughout the remainder of this one. Have to assume that he'll be pulled at some point unless the Caps are able to score quickly. Face off on the far side, one back by the Capitals. Michaud tried to send it up that far side behind the defense. Instead, it's taken over by Cedar Rapids. Back inside the defensive zone, a pair of players battle on both sides as Michaud kicks it along, and the Capitals will win that one back where Ethan Elias on possession. Elias sends that one up high into the sky here at cap ice. Capitals play that one forward in the offensive zone. Now it's Kuzma. Kuzma with a shot, that time gloved by Guimond, who holds on for a whistle. Offensive zone draw for Madison upcoming. As you'll take a odd little bunch of players out there for Madison. 2:11 to go. 4 forwards hit the ice. Berzinch makes his way to the bench. As it's Henry, Bernovic, Rice, Delaney, and Long. Net vacant on the right side of the ice. Capitals need one here in the last 2:11 of the period. Rice, Long, Delaney, Nagel, Henry, Bernovic, as I mentioned. 5 forwards, 1 defenseman for the Capitals. Face-off is won back by Cedar Rapids. Hamilton takes it behind the goal to the near side, and they try to clear up the near side. Henry holds. Henry into the offensive zone now. Will try to establish possession. Nagel up top. Far side now for Bernovic. Bernovic in the high slot, near side. And the Cap score! It's Sam Rice! Evening things at 5. Under 2 to go. All square once again. What a setup. Henry up to Nagel, far side, Bernovic, near side, Rice, just a little tappy tapper. Gets that one by Guimond. Bernovic picks up point number 30 on the season on the assist. Nagel gets an assist as well. Second assist in the game on that one. Just tap it in, give it a little tapper. It's exactly what Sam Rice had to do there. All square at 5 aside. Life on the Capitals bench, something we haven't really seen since the halfway mark of the second period. As Barloghi tries to get that one moving forward. Not only is there a minute 49 left in this one, but the Capitals give themselves an opportunity to collect points now. Bernovic relays that one down in deep. Philbrick chases after it. Hong down in the corner now, up the near side wall. Cedar Rapids will try to clear as Bernovic just kind of backtracks on that one as well. As we're all square, 5 aside. It's been an exciting one here at Cap Ice on a Sunday. As Resendez into the offensive zone now for the Rough Riders. Henry plays him up against the wall. Philbrick there as well, rather than that being Riley Basson. 2 aside. Henry skates away from the pile with it. 1:15 to go in the period. Up the near side wall. Hong there for Madison as they'll have to backtrack. Henry now up the middle of the ice. Henry achieves the red line. Will try to send it down in deep, but loses possession. Nice job by Sam Rice to gather that one back in. Aiden Long will try to slow things down for the Capitals. Near side, Jack Brent, fresh off the bench, sends that one down in deep. Guimond thought about playing it to the far side and eventually will. Therefore, it's Aiden Long. Capitals have some offensive zone time here with 40 seconds to go in the period. Out front, Cedar Rapids takes over and they'll clear out towards neutral. They'll start back the other way. Zach Sharp with some speed. Sharp throws on the brakes of the half wall, sends one towards the goal. Sticked into the glass by Berzinch. Hong on the near side, rather, that's Jack Brandt. Brandt chips that one out towards neutral. Aiden Long towards the middle now for Sam Rice. Achieves the red line, sends it down in deep. Capitals will send their top unit out of forwards with 25 to go here in the period. Through neutral ice comes Grable. Grable has it poked off of his stick, but he recovers. Grable on the far side for Cedar Rapids, tried to force it into the slot, gets it right back. Down low, a chance for Johnson. Now it's the player in Larrigan. Larrigan has a player fresh off the bench. The Capitals need something here, and they'll have a chance. Bernovic's behind the defense, but nothing happens there. It was actually James Hong behind the defense. 1 to go in the period. Shot blocked. Heading to overtime. Capitals pick up at least 1 in this one. Same with Cedar Rapids. They'll battle for the extra point in overtime. 1:56 put on the clock. 2 minutes rest period here. 5-minute 3-on-3 to come here. As an exciting bit of hockey here at Cap Ice. We'll go through a brief scoring summary here for you as best as we can. In period number 1, it was Aiden Long, 55 seconds into the game on the power play to take an early 1-0 lead. Jack Henry extended the lead to 2-0 10 minutes later, as Bernovic picked up goal number 16 at 7:48 remaining in the period to make it 3-0. That's when Cedar Rapids really started turning offensively. A power play goal from Resendez to make it 3-1. Madison got it back to 4-1, but then Welch and Hajibi make it 4-2 and 4-3 respectively. Isaac Johnson in the third period opened our scoring 4-4. Then Hajibi scores his second of the night to pick up a 5-4 lead. Sam Rice, just a couple of moments ago, ties us at 5 as we head to the extra frame now. As some strategy between the teams coming for sure. As you see, Cedar Rapids switch sides of the bench. Looks like Madison will do the same now. Get the defenseman down closer. Of course, the Long change in overtime, 3-on-3. Bernovic, Michaud, and Hong for the Capitals. Sharp, Hamilton, or rather that's just them changing sides for the Rough Riders. Rough Riders still don't have their guys out on the ice. Horn sounds. It'll be Sharp, Shellberg, and Basson. 2 defensemen to start this overtime period for the Rough Riders. Hong, Bernovic, and Michaud. Berzinch down at the net on my left. Guimond at the net on my right. 16 minutes, not enough to decide this one this afternoon as we head to overtime. Face-off won back by the Rough Riders. Shellberg on possession. He'll send it over to Basson as they'll take it all the way back behind their own goal. They'll drop there. Shellberg picks up. Bernovic picks up his guy on the near side as Shellberg comes through neutral ice and into the offensive zone. It's poked off of his stick, but he recovers to Shellberg. At least for a moment it looked like he was going to. Instead, Shellberg sends it all the way back where it goes to Guimond. Of course, there is a 4th player out there. It's not just 3-on-3 skating as it comes the other way on the stick this time of Riley Basson. Basson into the offensive zone. We'll take it into the far side corner as going through the slot there was Sharp, and the pass will backtrack all the way out towards neutral ice. Shellberg into the offensive zone now for Cedar Rapids as they start their changes. As Shellberg looking to try to find Drew Stewart. Stewart on the near side, and now Larrigan on the far. It's a 2-on-2 coming back the other way. Shellberg goes for a change. Is Grable now out there? Near side, Larrigan trying to avoid the pressure that time of Charlie Michaud. Michaud puts that pressure on, and now Larrigan in the high slot. A shot blockered into the glass there by Berzinch. Michaud trying to get a hold of it. Instead, it's Grable out towards neutral ice. Capitals still with the same 3 players they started overtime with. Yet to have a possession here in overtime are the Caps. Hong putting some pressure on Stewart as he takes it behind the goal. Stewart up the near side will take it out towards neutral ice. I don't believe on purpose, as now the Rough Riders tried to go into the offensive end. Grable up the far side. Bernovic loses his twig. Grable with a shot, blockered into the near side by Berzinch as the Capitals just try to get things moving forward. It's Bernovic thought about going for a change, it appeared, as one will change for Madison. Sam Rice, Aiden Long come on as Bernovic and Hong head to the bench. On the far side, it's GB, already with 2 tonight. On the far side, takes it out towards neutral and allow the rest of his group to change. Shellberg back out there as Resendez was behind the defense. Resendez on the far side tied up against the wall. 2:53 to go in overtime. Resendez up top to Hajibi. Hajibi sees a path he likes as Rice corrals him into the corner. Hajibi still on possession, sends it up the near side. It's a race to it. Long versus Shellberg. Shellberg has the edge on him initially and will win that battle all the way back. Capitals will go get a couple of changes here as Cedar Rapids with some speed up ice. Brandt and Nagel out there for the Caps with Jack Henry. A shot goes wide, and the Capitals have possession for the first time this overtime period. Henry through neutral, up the near side to Nagel. Nagel behind the defense. Max Nagel with a chance, and a glove save by Guimond initially, but it goes in! Max Nagel scores to give the Caps the win in this one. Guimond had it. You had it in your hand, and it just sneaks by. An excellent save initially. Unable to hold it. The momentum of the puck trickles in, and the Capitals pick up the extra point in this one. The referee and the linesman saying, go back to the bench. You'll see the overhead look in a second, I'm sure, on Flow Hockey. As here it is, the overhead look. Clearly over the line. Capitals will take home 2 points in this one. Guimond turns around to the scoreboard. They head to the Speedio feed on the far side. Capitals come away victorious in overtime. Max Nagel from Jack Henry, the goal on that one. Nagel picks up goal number 12 on the season with that. As we're awaiting on the official ruling on the far side, I hate to tell you, clearly over the goal line. Capitals will head to the center ice circle. Ready to salute the faithful here. There's the glove. Trickles. Oh, O'Connell whiffed on it. Over the goal line. That's a good goal. Capitals will head to salute at center ice here in a moment. Brandt getting his team to come over to the bench as the goal's under review. 2:15 left in overtime. Should this one not count? I don't know if I see a world where that one doesn't go over the goal line, at least from that angle that we just saw, thanks to our friends from Rush Media back in the back room. We'll see it one more time. Over the goal line. Take a picture of that. The referee and the linesman analyzing that one as closely as they can. And we have our word. It's a good goal. Capitals come away victorious. Solo, 4th place in the Eastern Conference. Snaps his skid for Patrice Berzinch in goal. As the Capitals take home a 6-5 victory, Max Nagel assuredly the #1 star of the night. As their play here tonight to be at Cap Ice here in this one. Caps win 6-5. Thanks for joining me here this evening and all weekend. We'll be back Saturday night here at Cap Ice. Tickets on madcapshockey.com. Teddy Bear Toss Game presented by Canopy Wealth Management. Thank you for joining us. Capitals win in overtime 6-5.